this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife.
This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C. Media.
Treasure with a value that is second to none. She surpassed the cost of rubies, and to have her in your life, it's such a true gift. You can trust her and never be ashamed, cause she will bring you joy and not pain. No, with her you will fulfill all of your days, and the children that you have will be a blessing. But you have to willing to pay the price for her. Ready if you work like Jacob double times for her. Then take her to the elders, make it official. Cause a good man deserve a good portion. Marriage is a righteous thing. Let's start a family in righteousness. Marriage is a righteous thing. Let's build a family in righteousness. The most highest way.
The cost of your virtue ain't got a price, so the diary and paying your father, that's with my life. Yeshaya says no greater love. As the sun ariseth in the high heavens, so is your love. So beautiful, fruitful possession, a double grace like Rachel and Leah. I'm serving sevens, like who would have believed? Now you my jubilee. No matter what the storm is, I speech defeat the beast. Communicate with honor, you my pillow rest. Never distress, pray for this, we better than blessed. Threefold chord, she battered in the doctrine of the Pharisees. I happily asked the father, she married me.
Righteous thing. Let's start a family in righteousness.
Hit that like button, family.
Marriage is a righteous thing. Let's build a family in righteousness. The most highest way.
That's where the diary came in. A lot of issues can be solved through the law. It's not about you liking this guy because he's cute, he's a man of the Most High, and he no precept. No, can he take care of you to the end? Is he willing to pay your father for you? In an agreement. It was way deeper than money. Oh, you want Rachel? Work 7 years. Let me see how much you love my daughter. And sisters have to value yourselves as such. You are worth way more than what the world is willing to give for you.
Yes. Welcome back to the Born of Levi experience here on G.O.C.C. Media. How are we all doing, family?
This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C. Media.
Welcome back. And I want to say this. Did you miss me? All praise be to the Most High. Welcome back to the Born of Levi experience. I'm your host, Deacon Hazak. Man, it felt like it's been ages since I've been on, but it's only been a week. Let me just calm down. I hope everybody is doing well, right? Yes. I missed you guys too. Okay, thank you guys for telling me you guys missed me. All praises. All right, so like I do every week, family, if I'm coming in nice and clear, please put a quam in the chat for me, please. If I'm coming in nice and clear. Only if I'm coming in nice and clear, I need to see them quams. And then make sure my volume is good too. All praises. Yes. Welcome all returning subscribers and new subscribers. And if you just not subscribed, please do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, also hit the bell for notification, so when we're on, you'll know we're on. Thank you guys for putting the qualms. I see that I'm coming in nice and clear, so we could get started with tonight's broadcast. Y'all see the title. I know this was highly anticipated. Is dating approved by God? We gotta talk about that. Is dating approved by the Most High God? Now, this is a discussion for the ages. I don't know about you guys, but this is a discussion for the ages. And it's like a gray line when it comes to dating. I would say in the secular world, even in the modern Christian world as well too, dating is acceptable being a Christian. I don't know if y'all knew that. But we got to find out, does the Most High God, does he approve of dating? And that's why I had to play that song, which was so fitting for tonight's broadcast. It's titled Dowry. And we're going to talk about that as a little bit too. The title of that song is called Dowry by Hebrew Fresh, Rawchaa, and GOCC, right? Beautiful song and so fitting for tonight's discussion. Is dating approved by the Most High? And I'm going to give you the quick and short answer. Y'all ready for this? No. Right? I should just wrap it up, right? But nah, we're gonna go through the facts as to why dating is not approved by the Most High. Because there was no such thing as dating when the Most High created Adam and Eve. He didn't say, hey Adam, here's Eve. I want you guys to date for a couple of months and see how you guys like it. The Most High didn't do that. So we gotta figure out where dating came from. What's its origin? And how, and believe it or not, dating is very destructive. You may not see it when you're young and you're in your feelings and you got, that feeling in your stomach when you see that person that you like. You get the butterflies. Oh my God, he just texted me. Oh my God, she's looking at me. Right? But dating is very, very bad. And a lot of us, and I know a lot of us that's listening to this broadcast right now, wish we would have listened to our parents. But everything happens for a reason, and we are here to learn, right? And trust me, tonight's broadcast, there's going to be no judgments. No judgments, just pure facts. And I apologize in advance if I do offend anyone. But like Paul said, do I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? So we're going to talk about it. And before I go into that, I just want to say, brothers and sisters, please, when you're out there, be vigilant as far as your health goes. Because I don't know what they doing out there. Only the Most High knows. But they trying to take out as much of us as they can with whatever they doing out there, spraying stuff, chemtrails, all these things. I will never forget what's his name? Kill Gates of Hell said. Trust me, there's gonna be another pandemic. And he said it with such an evil grin. So, brothers and sisters, please be vigilant, stay healthy. And, praise the Most High for the herbs, the natural herbs that he's given us, the remedies for healing and for our strength and to boost, all of our immunities and all of these things. But praise the Most High for these things. But still, we're coming into some crazy times. So please, brothers and sisters, please stay healthy. Right? All right. So I'm going to get right into it. I'll do announcements after. But is dating approved by the Most High? And I said the short answer, which was no, right? And some of you may ask, why isn't it approved by God? We're going to go through the scriptures to show you and to give you examples. And a lot of us in here, in this room, used to date, when we was in the world. Now that the Most High has called us out of darkness and into his marvelous light, now we can see the errors in our past ways. So now, there's some questions I'm going to ask y'all too. I'm going to put up the Zoom link. We'll have a conversation. But I've seen a very interesting video. Trust me, I'm going to play some videos for y'all. Just to drive the point home. And to show you why dating is of the devil. I'm sorry. There's no other way. There's no other words for me to use to place how what I think about dating. I honestly think dating is of the devil. Once you really look at it from a biblical sense and what our parents was trying to protect us from, Only the devil could have came up with this scheme. But look, I seen this video earlier was it today? I think it was earlier today or sometime this week. And I want to play this. No, actually it was today. I seen this video and he did a great job in showing the history of dating and courtship in America. Right? So for some of you guys who may not even have heard of what courting is, right? Here at the Gathering of Christ Church, we follow that, right? We follow the system of courting, where basically two potential candidates of marriage would get to know each other. And that getting to know each other process is not going out on dates, holding hands, making promises that you know you can't keep, kissing and hugging and all of these things. So we're going to talk about that. And praise the Most High for the body as well too. I want to give all praise to the Most High because we just attended a wedding. Right, two of our younger brother and sisters, or brother and sister, or I should say a husband and wife now, has officially been married. Shout out to Casey and Zaire, beautiful couple. And I'm gonna try. If I'm gonna take a quick break, I'm gonna try to see how I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna show y'all the video. Right, just to show an example of what righteousness looks like after courtship. Right, so praise the Most High that this truth is actually bringing forth the unions that the Most High established from the very beginning. And a lot of people will never get to experience that because they have taken the wrong steps. And it's not that they have taken the wrong steps purposely, it's because we weren't taught properly. But now we're at a time where in times past the Most High winks at our ignorance, but now the Most High is calling us all to repent. And to repent is to not to turn back, right? Or to turn away from your past sins and to not look back at it and continue going. So this is what this broadcast is about. So I'm going to play this video just to set the stage as far as the history of dating, right? Because prior to this history, when we go into the scriptures, we can't find no record of dating in the scriptures. First and foremost, the Most High, and matter of fact, yeah, the whole thing of boyfriend and girlfriend. There's no such thing as boyfriends and girlfriends in the Bible. So where did that come from? So if boyfriend and girlfriend is not in the Bible, and the Most High only acknowledges husband and wives, we got to see where this thing came from. So let me play this video real quick, just for educational purposes. And this brother, he does a great job breaking this down with the amount of information that he has. And once again, if I'm coming in nice and clear, please, if my volume is just right, put a thumbs up or just put a qualm. But I'm going to play this video. And the title of this video, let me put it on the screen real quick. The title of this video is The History of Dating and Courtship in America. And another thing too, y'all gonna see, the history of courtship that he brings up is so important, and the way it was done. And I'm gonna read an article which is gonna help bring that out too as well. But let me play this video. Let me stop talking. I'm sorry. So let's listen to him break this down. And like I said, he did a great job breaking it down. It's quick, simple, to the point.
Dating in this generation sucks, but what are we comparing it to? I'm Josh Arthur, and this is a crash course of the history of dating.
He said dating in this generation sucks, but what are we comparing it to? So, because, was dating a thing in the past? Let's see.
In America. Dating as we know it has only existed for about 160 years. That means that dating is younger than slavery. Let that sink in for a second. Prior to the 1850s and 60s, most people got together through arranged marriages. Parents put people together for the purpose of creating a marriage that would protect income, property, and land, and then pass it down to generations. So this was a primary consideration when selecting a mate.
You see that? He said marriages was put together by parents to secure the bag, basically, for finances, securing land, property, right?
For their child. Around the 1850s and 60s, the idea that romantic love should be the cornerstone of marriage spread throughout the country. And these kids who had previously been set up by mom and dad wanted to have some input into who they'd spend the rest of their life with. This is the beginning of dating as we know it. And it started with something called supervised visits. In the 1850s and 60s, people got to know each other through supervised visits. The man would come to the woman's house and interact with her under the watchful eye of mom and dad. They talk, they play games, they dance, they do fun stuff, but no hanky-panky.
You see? So that was that's how courtships was started, or how it went in the 1800s. All right? You would come over, the young man would come over to the young lady's house under the watchful eye of the mother and father. Supervised. No hanky panky going on. No, oh yeah, we're just gonna be in a room real quick while y'all downstairs. Nah. And the father's making sure he's watching.
Unless the parents were cool with it, which sometimes they were. If you were the type that came around consistently and the parents approved of your relationship, they would do things like let the two of you lie in a bed separated by a board or sew you into a knapsack. By the 1870s, the invention of the telephone added an interesting wrinkle to this system. Gentlemen callers, as they became known, would come by the house and leave a card with the parents. This would then be passed to the daughter, and she would be able to call who she approved of to come and spend time with her. Supervised visits were pretty much the same, but the advent of the telephone meant that there were more gentlemen callers than there would have been before it existed. By this point, there was no expectation of who pays for dates because there was nothing to pay for. This system continued pretty much until the 1920s when a couple of things happened. Kids wanted to have more autonomy in the date selection process and didn't really approve of the supervised visits.
So as we see, as time started going on or passing by, the tradition of courting and dating started to change. So now we're at the 1920s now. So in the 1920s there was a little shift, right?
Around this time, the invention of the automobile made this type of freedom possible.
Oh, technology.
At this point, the courting system moved outside of the house, and people, usually wealthy, with automobiles would go and date outside.
So you see, with the invention of the automobile, now technology comes into play. Now we're seeing people want to be outside now. I got a car, I'll come pick you up. You see that? So now, was technology really a good thing for us? It's like a two-edged sword at this point, right?
Now, they still didn't do a whole lot of events, maybe a cinema or something like that, but mostly it was the courting system just in a car. So they would park and talk and do other things that people do in parked cars. You know what I'm talking about. This pretty much continued until the 1930s when the widespread of the automobile made dating something that was more social than it was seeking a mate. Dating was like going to the movies or spending time with friends. It's something that you did for fun. It wasn't really about finding a soulmate. So it wasn't.
So we see here that courting turned into dating, and dating became more of a social thing. To hang out. Everybody's doing it, but I'm bringing a girl and I'm bringing a guy. So we're all going to go together. So, and now it went from courting to be married just to just be hanging out, not to be alone. So the whole ideology started to change. And we see technology played a role in that.
It wasn't uncommon for people to date 4 or 5 people in a week, or maybe 2 on the same day. The biggest factor that determined whether a girl would be asked out was whether or not she was fun to be around and whether or not she would make an evening enjoyable. How did guys know this? Because they already knew the girl before they asked her out, or they knew somebody that knew her, or they knew somebody that knew somebody that knew her. In the 1930s, community-based dating was still a thing, and this determined who got asked out for a social evening.
1940s.
By the 1940s, this practice was still in place, but on steroids. Instead of being a social activity, dating was a sign of social status. Just like a man's car or his clothes or his job, being able to take the most popular woman out was a sign that he was socially viable. The same went for women. As a social signifier, a woman had importance or prestige based off of how many men took her out. This is also where the practice
Y'all heard that? So it became more of a popularity contest. Whoever could get the most popular girl or the most popular guy. And girls would pride themselves on how much dates they went on with the most popular guy. That's status. Yo.
Of bringing gifts and scheduling dates and the expectation that men should pay for dates came from. It would be unbecoming of a woman to accept the date at the last minute because that meant that she wasn't as socially valuable as she wanted to be. Additionally, the dating industry arose. Articles in newspapers and magazines taught girls and guys how to get more dates. It was about going out and being seen. If you weren't seen, then you didn't get the social status. Again, it wasn't common for people to have 4 and 5 dates in a week, or even 2 or 3 in the exact same day. The thing that determined whether a girl would get asked out or not is how popular she was. How much social status could a guy get?
So now we know that changed drastically. It don't matter if you popular right now. It matters about what you got on. And I'm gonna show y'all some videos. And I'm like, yo, look how far we have come from what the Most High instituted and to what's going on in this earth right now. It's crazy when you take a step back and look at what's going on. It's crazy because the Most High never intended it to be like this.
Get by being seen with her. This persisted until the 1950s when something changed. Because of the world wars that the country was involved in, there was a shortage of men. Instead of magazines and newspapers talking about how to get more dates, they spread the message that there might not be enough men to go around, and millions of women might be single until they were beyond the age of marrying. Thus, a new trend emerged. Women insisted that guys go steady with them and give them a token of their commitment. Instead of people dating more.
And I know some of you older ones, y'all remember that, going steady. Right? He's gonna explain it where you would either get his jacket. And I remember watching movies and they will have like the varsity jackets, and the girl would say, yeah, me and Tommy is going steady. So this is where that concept came from. And if you had that jacket, that means you was this person's girl. Or if you had their bracelet or the ring, that means you was going steady with somebody. And this is high school kids.
Multiple people in a week, guys exchange jackets or rings or necklaces and a promise that I'm only going to be with you. Going steady persisted and spread to younger and younger demographics. Eventually, high school and secondary school were also going steady. This persisted until the 1970s when hippie culture and rock and roll
here's the change now.
Nation.
The hippies and rock and roll now.
Assisted by media, they desensitized the nation to the message of freedom.
You heard what he said? Assisted by media. They started to desensitize, or however you say it, right? The act of free love and being nude in public. This was the 70s, the hippie culture, where marijuana and drug use was like big during this time.
Free love and premarital sex. Dating also loosened up again because instead of dying in wars, more men were staying at home protesting them. For the first time in American culture, sex was a driving characteristic on whether or not you wanted to date somebody or not. This style of dating persisted through the 80s and 90s, and with each advent of technology.
So starting from the 70s, that's when sex became a big part of the dating culture. Then you see it went on to the 80s and the 90s. Now we see how now we could understand the shift in R&B from the 80s to the 90s. All how the music was geared to just, getting it on with somebody. And it was just to fuel what we see going on right now. It's crazy.
Technology, dating moved further and further away from the community-based model. Instead of dating somebody that you knew or somebody that you knew somebody that knew, you increasingly were more likely to date somebody that you didn't know anything about and that you had to get to know through the dating process. By 1995, Match.com launched as the first online dating site. And in 1998, You Got Mail broadcasted online dating into the world by featuring the...
So in 1995, I didn't even know that. In 1995 was the first dating site. For some reason, I always thought the first dating site was Christian Mingle. I don't know why. And think about that, y'all. They had a dating site for Christians. ChristianMingle.com. Y'all remember that? And I bet you there was not one dang Christian on that dang website. You kidding me?
First couple that met online. Today, online dating is common and we're in a global society. The person living next door to you might have completely different national perspectives and ideologies and expectations than you have. This means that we are essentially in a no-hold
Netflix and chill. So this is what it opened up. This is what dating opened up. So dating turned into Netflix and chill. And y'all know what that means already. Right? It's not about getting to know your family. It's not even about getting to know you. This is what it turned into. And this is what the Most High did not intend this to be. So off the bat, we could already see that dating can't be approved by the Most High. Because in his breakdown, there was no biblical references to dating. But
bars, anything goes dating society. The only rules that really matter are the rules that you set for yourself. Still think this era of dating sucks? Let me know in the comments which era and dating style suits you the best.
Right, so that was a great video, great breakdown. I appreciate his breakdown. Yeah, his page is called Dojo 7, right? And this was to me was a great breakdown with the information that he presented, right? But as you can see, dating, it was never dating. It was from the earliest point in time, which was courtship. It was courting, right? And the courting process involved the parents. And in the courting process, while involving the parents, right, they would come together and be in the presence of the parents. That's it. No late night phone calls, no hanging out on the side, none of that. Supervised visits. So that way the father could be like, all right, what's your intentions with my daughter? But what if I was to tell you prior to that, it was more so of the father's responsibility to make sure that his daughter wasn't just courting someone, but was actually chosen for marriage. So let's go. Matter of fact, let's just go into the scriptures, right? We're going to go into the scriptures to show that courting or dating was never intended from the beginning. Like I said, when the Most High created Adam, he didn't say, yeah, here's Eve. I want you to court her. Or matter of fact, I want you to date her and see what you guys think. And then, if it don't work out, There's more fish in the sea, right? So now, well, matter of fact, before I go into the scripture, matter of fact, let me just go into the scriptures because I wanted to wait first. Yeah, let me do that. Hit that like button, brothers and sisters, as you come in. Drive the traffic, right? Let me go into this website. I was looking at this website. And hear what they have to say here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. 1 second. Let me go into this website. Right? Okay. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. 1 second. This is from City Journal. Give me 1 second. Okay, they don't have it here. 1 second. Let me find this thing for y'all. Because I want you guys to see what I was seeing here. Give me 1 second. All right, here it goes. Let me find it for you. Hold on. / All right. Let's find this real quick. You know what? Let me just read it from my tablet. I'm sorry. I wanted to pull it on the screen, but I can't find it. So look, I'm on a website here. Let me see if I could show it to you guys. For the sake of time, I don't want to waste any time. So you can find this article at cityjournal.org, right? And the title of this article, it says, "Why Marriage is Good for You," right? So it says, when Americans debate the value of marriage, most attentions focus on the potential harm to children of divorce or illegitimacy. So every time the topic about marriage comes up, the focus is always about the children. What would marriage do, or what would it not do for children? So now let's keep reading. It says, and for good reasons. Mountains of research tell us that children reared outside of intact marriages are much more likely than other kids to slip into poverty, become victims of child abuse, fail at school and drop out, use illegal drugs, launch into premature sexual activity, become unwed teen mothers, divorce, commit suicide, and experience other signs of mental illness, become physically ill, and commit crimes and go to jail. This is what they've researched. It says, on average, children reared outside of marriage are less successful in their careers, even after controlling not only for income, but also for parental conflict. It says, yes, marriage protects children. So kudos to you. And yes, marriage, therefore, protects taxpayers and society from a broad and deep set of costs, personal and communal, right? So, and it's crazy because a lot of the articles that I seen when I was looking up this topic, a lot of the articles when I typed in, is marriage beneficial? Like I got something on my face here. All right. It says, I looked up, is marriage beneficial? Or what are the benefits for marriage, of being married, right? And a lot of the articles was tied to the financial side, the financial aspect of being the okays of being married, and that's what the world is concerned. That's what the world is concerned with, the financial aspect of marriage. And that's what this world actually did. It turned what the Most High made free into a business. Marriage is big business, right? You got to pay to get married, and if you get a divorce, it's more money, right? But this was the first article that I found that was showing the effects that marriage have on children. And they found that children that were made outside of marriages exhibit all of those negative attributes. And a lot of us in this room, we can attest to seeing some of those things in some people, in some of the friends that we have, some of the friends that we knew, or even if you grew up in a household without your parents being married, you could attest to some of the or you could attest to how you were. But praise the Most High. The Most High kept you, and it kept a lot of us, and we still became what you would call model citizens, right? So now, the origin, or what is the intent of what God instituted under Adam. So I'm going to go to Genesis 24. We're going to do some reading, right? And I want to show y'all some stuff here. I want to show you, and matter of fact, before I even do that, I want to make this clear too. You cannot just sleep with someone and say this person is your spouse. That doesn't make sense. It'll never. It just doesn't make sense. And people would like to use a circumstantial law to try to fit, I would say, their lusts. But this is what I'm going to do. Let me put this on the screen. This is exactly what I'm going to do. Someone put a comment. So last week, you guys know, I didn't stream. Right? I didn't stream last week. And I was explaining to everyone that I would be going into this broadcast speaking of, is dating approved by the Most High, right? I spoke about that. Let's see here. Let me find this for you guys. All right. I got to go into the comments, and I want to read the comments out for you guys. So, one second. All right, let me share my screen. All right, so yeah, this is the video that I did last week, and I'm going to the comments, and I want to read this comment with you guys, all right? All right. So, this comment right here, right? By Dexter Esters, whatever. And my apologies if you were truly asking a question, but I'm not too sure if it was a question. But let's read this. It says, question: if you bring a sister to your house to stay, is she considered your wife? When you start talking to a woman, is she your wife? And he answers no. And then he goes into Deuteronomy 21:10 and 14. After that, thou shalt go in to her and be her husband, and she shall become your wife. What was they doing at first? Getting to know each other. So I'm assuming this person doesn't really understand the scripture, or doesn't really know the context of what was happening in that, or why was that circumstantial law there, right? So first and foremost, she was just that sister or woman was not in that Israelite man's just house out of nowhere. She was a captive. So there was circumstantial laws for captive women, right? So matter of fact, let me go there first. Let me read that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 21. One second. Let's go to Deuteronomy 21. I just want to address this, right? Let's start at verse 10, right? And put it on the screen for you guys so we all could read and learn something together. So Deuteronomy 21:10, it says, when thou goest forth to war. So now we see what the context is. This is specifically when you're going out to war. And none of us is going to war. We do not have an army. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God have delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. So now you want to make her your wife, right? Here's the circumstance. Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, meaning she would shave her head bald and pare all her nails off. Okay? Right? And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, meaning she got to change her clothes. She can't wear her native clothing anymore. And shall remain in thine house. So now she's going to be in your home. Bald head and everything. No nails on her, no fingernails, or no nothing. And you just got to watch her. And he says what? And she shall bewail her father and her mother. Because why? Why is she bewailing them? Because you took her by force. She's a captive. And it says a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her. Now, if you want to, then you may take her now, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. So now, basically, after doing all of that to her, shaving her head bald, paring her nails, and Moses is like, yo, if you still find her beautiful and you still want her, then you may have her, right? And it says, and it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will, right? But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. Right. So now we see that this was a circumstantial law for captive women, that was captured through conquering in war. So the only reason why you would take her into your home is because she was a captive. So in this day and age, women aren't captives. There's women walking around in the street. Matter of fact, we're not at war. You're not at war to take captive women and be like, yeah, I want her to be my wife. That's not happening. So this scripture does not apply to anything concerning marriage with us. That's first and foremost. I just want to address that. So you can't use that scripture to say, why is she in your house? She's in your house because she's a captive woman. We don't have captives right now. So I just wanted to get that out the way. So no, this does not apply. Let's go to the scriptures that actually does apply to marriage. So we're going to go to Genesis. We're going to go to Genesis 24 with the union between our father Isaac and our foremother Rebekah. Right? Beautiful story. And through this story, it actually points out, or it paints how marriages went moving forward in Israel. Right? How marriages went from that point onward. So, let's do some reading. Y'all ready to read? Let's get some understanding. So I'm in Genesis 24, verse 1. So now listen to this clearly. And it was always in the father's interest to make sure his son was married off. And we see how in this society, traditionally how it goes, the father of the bride would have to pay the cost for the wedding. Y'all know that, right? If you do it traditionally in an American wedding, the father of the bride usually pays the cost for the wedding. But in biblical times, the father of the groom would actually pay. Okay? So and that's Hebrew culture. So let's read this. Genesis 24:1, it says, and Abraham was old and was well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed him in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thine hand under my thigh. So this is how he would make a covenant, or he'll make a promise, or make an oath. And I will make thee swear by thee, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. So now, why was it very important for Eliezer to not give Isaac to a foreign or strange woman? Remember, like when we watched that video earlier, marriages was always to secure the family's legacy, wealth, land, so on and so forth. The Canaanites happened to be cursed as a people, right? Dealing all type of witchcraft and satanic worships, and they were just cursed as a people. Can you imagine Abraham have to give his inheritance, some of his inheritance, to a cursed people? Would that make sense? Right? Just to give a little insight of why he didn't want his son to marry of the daughters of Cain, or the Canaanites, Canaan, right? He says, but thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred and take a wife unto my son Isaac. So fathers would make sure that their sons would marry into it, or would marry with a family that they approved of. Now we see how important it is to have the fathers in the home, right? So as we can see, Abraham was ensuring that he took a wife from a family that he trusted, right? Let's continue. And the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, beware thou that thou bring not my son thither again. So if he was rejected in that place, don't bring my son there anymore. Go somewhere else, right? He says, I'm going to read this. It says, the Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swore unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. See, unto thy seed. So it had to be a specific seed. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. So this marriage between Isaac and future Rebekah would be a marriage that was handpicked by the Most High himself, because the Most High was like, all right, I'm going to promise to give you this land and to the seed after you. So it's pretty much evident that God is going to pick out the woman from my son, because you said the seed after me. So my son is going to have children. Who's the woman? God is going to pick her. And that's how marriages was made and ordained under our righteous fathers. So he said the angels are going to go before you and handpick the woman for my son. So that marriage, so brothers and sisters, believe it or not, all marriages were ordained from the beginning. Right? So now let's keep reading. And it says, and if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again. Just don't bring my son back to that place. Right? So now, let me jump down. So now listen to this. It says, and the servant took 10 camels. So look at how much wealth Abraham had. Right? It said, the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed. For all the goods of his master was in his hands. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. So, right? So now, let me scroll down. Let me get to the meat and potatoes. Right? So he went and he finally got to the place. Right? So now verse 15. Listen to this. And there's another thing too. And once we get to the part about the dowry, because we come in there right now, there's something that y'all have to understand about the dowry. And there's something that I always say about when it comes to finances that we need to start paying attention to. But look, it says, verse 15, and it came to pass before he had done speaking that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, right? Or sorry, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, and with her pitcher upon her shoulder. So she came with water, right? And the damsel was very fair to look upon. So she was beautiful. She wasn't some rinky-dink thing, right? was fair to look upon. A virgin meaning of marriageable age. She was in the age to be married, so she wasn't too young where she couldn't be married. She was of marriageable age, right? And have never touched another man. So, right? Neither had any man known her. See, it finished it for me. So we see, and that's another thing too. You see how they make a distinction between the word virgin and knowing a man. So the word virgin strictly means of a marriageable age. Okay? If you're still in your prime to be married, you're still considered a virgin, whether or not you've known a man or not. Just wanted to make that clear. Right? It says, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, drink, my lord. And look at the obedience and the like, she just knew her position. She, a complete stranger, she calls him Lord. Very, very respectful young lady, right? And she said, drink, my lord. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also until they have done drinking. So she knew how to have hospitality. That means her family did a great job raising her. Like, she understood how to take care of things. But let's continue reading. Where am I? And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into a trough, and ran again unto the well and drew water and drew for all his camels. So she was working. She knew how to work. She wasn't just sitting around all day. My nails. I don't want to hurt my nails. My hands. Can you lift this for me? She was tough. She was a worker, right? And the man wandering at her, held his peace, to wit whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel's weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. So this was money, right? Let's see. And said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. She said moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. So it was a success. He found the young lady for his master Isaac, and now it's time to inquire, right? So look, it says here, and the man bowed down his head and worshiped the Lord because he blessed the travel. He made sure that the sister that was supposed to be for Isaac was picked, because he promised Abraham a blessed nation, right? So let's continue to read. So now let me jump down. I'm gonna get to the meat and potatoes. So now, of course, when she seen the ring, the nose ring, the bracelets of gold, she already knew what he was inquiring. So now, let's see what the first thing she does. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. So she didn't just up and leave. Like, okay, I'll come with you. Or I think he cute. Yeah, I'll do it. Matter of fact, what's your number? She ain't doing none of that. She went to go get advice from her family. And it says, and Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he had heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, come in, thou blessed of the Lord. So now they entreating him, like, yo, I see you got some interest in my sister. Come, let's talk. Because the first thing, because notice how the scriptures point out how he noticed the earrings first and the gold bracelets. Like, yo, that's some money right there. What's going on? So now it's about a transaction. And I know it might sound a little foreign to a lot of the people who's listening right now, but you brothers and sisters have to understand the reason for a dowry. The reason for it, let me just slow it down. I'm going to come back to reading the scripture, but let me explain what the dowry was for. And we're going to read the scripture about a dowry. A dowry was payment for the young lady or the damsel or the girl, the woman, to the father. Because why? That's the father's possession. Okay? If you have a daughter, she's your possession. And I know it may sound crazy to people who's listening right now. Possession? What do you mean possession? I'm some type of item? No, you're not an item. You're your father's possession because you are for his well-being. You think Rebekah was in the house sitting down just looking at the wall? She was an asset for the father because why? She took care of the house. How do you think she was why do you think she was walking to the well to grab water? She was raised up from a little girl to know how to operate in a household, to work. So now if you're coming to me and I'm a father and I have my daughter who's taking care of the house, she's a help unto me and my wife. And she's making sure the food, she's making sure everything is good. I don't got nothing to worry about. Now you're asking me, you want this possession from me. You want her? All right, here's the cost. Because I'm not just losing a daughter, I'm losing an asset. And you're gonna gain this asset. So what am I to get for my loss? That's the reason for a dowry. And it's twofold for a dowry too. I'm gonna get to that after this. Remember, a dowry is twofold. One, the father is, you're gaining an asset from me. This is something that I created. This is something that I showed the ropes. I made her to my liking. Now I'm giving her to your son. And he's going to get this. He's going to get my prized possession. What you got for me? Dowry. Remember that. Fathers, remember that. All you fathers right now who's watching, who got daughters, who got young daughters, she's your possession. She's your asset. If you're raising her to be a virtuous daughter of Zion, remember that. Back to the scriptures. So he said, come in, thou blessed of the Lord. Wherefore thou standest thou without? So he's like, yo, come in. Don't. It's cold outside. Come on, I got some food. Come on, man. Because he know, see, it's about to be an exchange. It's about to be a deal going down. Okay? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. So isn't that how you would talk to somebody if you're trying to do business with them? Right? Verse 32. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the man's feet, and the man's feet that were with him. So he didn't just wash Eleazar's feet; he washed the other men's feet too. So he was trying to show Eleazar, like, yo, you came to the right place. Okay? And there was set before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errands. And he said, speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Lord have blessed my master greatly. And he is become great, and he have given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and manservants and maidservants, camels and donkeys. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him have he given all that he have. So now you can imagine they standing there like, yo, this man is loaded. Okay. And my master made me swear, saying, thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwelt. But thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. Right? Take unto my wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, peradventure the woman would not follow me. And he said, so he basically explained to him the same thing that he said to him, like, what if she don't follow me? Then you just leave. You're free from this oath, right? Let me jump down. So he just explained this story. He says, okay, behold, I stand before the well. Let me see. Do I want to read this part right here? Okay, no, let me drop down. So let me get to the meat of the potatoes. Let me jump down to verse. Right here, verse 49. And he says, and now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from the Lord. we cannot speak unto thee bad or good. So after Eleazar explained his journey and how the Most High made it happen the way it happened, he prayed to the Most High and he said, yo, let the one that's for my master's son, let her appear. And she came. Rebekah came. And now they're saying like, yo, I can't speak against the Most High. I can't say anything bad or anything good. So now look what they asked her now. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's wife, as the Lord have spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard the words, he worshipped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. So that was the dowry, payment in exchange. And they did eat and drink, and he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at least 10, after that she can go. And he said unto them, hinder me not, seeing that the Lord have prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. And he said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. So at first they was reluctant to let her go. They was like, yo, let her stay at least for 10 days. And then, he was like, nah, listen, I just gave the payment. Let me go. But now they said, let's ask Rebekah. So it's not like she didn't have a choice. Right? So let's continue reading. It said, and they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah, and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And what she said? And she said, I will go. So she clearly had a choice, but she understood this is what she was raised for. This is what she was created for. She knew that one day that she would be someone's wife. She was trained to be that. So that's why she had no problem. She wasn't scared to be someone's wife. She knew how to already operate as one. So she had the clear choice to go. So now, let's go. Let's keep reading. And they sent her away, and they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. So she didn't just leave by herself. She also left with a handmaid, right? As a newlywed, she left with a nurse. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions. And they didn't even understand this blessing that they gave her really came to pass. It said, because why? 2 nations came out of her womb that gave birth to thousands of millions, Esau and Jacob. So they blessed her. And let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. And guess whose blessing that was for? That was for Jacob. They blessed Jacob before he was even on this earth. This is crazy, right? And Rebekah arose and her damsel, and they rode upon the camels and followed the men. So now, and it says, verse 62, and Isaac came from the way of the well of Lahori, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at eventide, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off of the camel. So she's like, oh, who's this? She said, for she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. She didn't fix her cleavage and try to show herself more. She didn't hike up her skirt and try to show off her legs. What she did, she covered herself. showing modesty. Keep that in mind. Okay? And the servant told Isaac all things that had been done. And Isaac brought her into his mother's Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So we see how the institution of marriage happened in biblical times. How Isaac found a wife. The same way how Abraham found a wife. So this is how it was done. The fathers was responsible of arranging a marriage for their sons with a reputable family that they could trust. And with that, they would send the gifts of exchange. Remember I said the dowry. The dowry was payment for the damsel or payment for the young lady. Because why? The father of the bride is losing a possession. Okay? Is losing an asset. So he would pay the dowry. And I even read I was reading further. And it also tells you that the dowry also act as payment just in case if the son, or I'll put it like this, the dowry was also like a lien. Check this out. It's also like a lien on the groom. To, like, let's say if he would later try to divorce the daughter, the father would use the dowry as a lien. They'd be like, nah, hold on. You're still tied to this marriage. Matter of fact, you didn't even finish paying me. But all that is drawn up in the contracts, though. That's another can of worms, but I'm going to leave that to the side, right? So we see here, this is how marriages was done. So dating. What does dating bring forth? Y'all tell me what dating bring forth. Let me go back here. Let's look at some crazy examples. 1 second. I want to show y'all, and this is what actually sparked this. Let me show you. This is what sparked this this broadcast. I'm gonna play some videos, but there's one video in particular, right? I hope y'all following me. Y'all said it brings confusion, a bunch of issues, fornication, yes. Dating brings curses, yes. Nothing but lust and infatuation, of course. Y'all on point. So let me see something here. 1 second. I thought I saved this thing. Let me remove this. All right. Let me play this video. There was one video in particular that I wanted to show y'all. They gotta be in my history. Hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Hit that like button. We doing really good. All right. One second. All right. If this is it? Yeah, this is it right here. All right. Oh, another thing too. Dating is so crazy. Like remember we was talking about the first dating site, right? Like I said, I thought it was Christian Mingle, but it actually came out in 1995. And who remember that I don't know if it was I don't know if you want to call it a game show, or if you're going to call it a series. Y'all remember The Bachelor? It used to come on Channel 7. Y'all remember The Bachelor? Where it would be one guy and like 50 women, and he would have to go on a date and then choose one of the 50. Y'all remember that? So, somebody said Love Connection. Yo, that was the game show where they would go on was that when they would go on a blind date with somebody, and they would see if they would want to stay with that person or be broken up. I think that was, you brought it back. Pierre brought it back. But that show, The Bachelor. And then a couple of years later, they had something called The Bachelorette, where it was one woman to about 50 men. That, matter of fact, and I'm going to go into the scriptures to show you what that's called. But what I'm about to show y'all right now is actually The Bachelor and The Bachelorette on steroids. So, and some of you guys probably already seen this before, but I came across this, and I'm gonna show y'all, right? So this is called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. This is where we at now with dating. Forget about courting. Forget about finding someone and saying, hey, would you like to go out with me? Would you like to go on a date with me? Now it's to the point where you got to come on a show to try to find love. And to be frank, you're not finding love in any of these shows. You're not finding love in any of these shows. Because I want y'all to see this one in particular, because this is all strictly off of vanity. And I pulled up this one in particular because when I seen this one, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Matter of fact, let me just play it. Y'all gonna see the reason why I picked this one. And mind you, it's all about vanity. It's all about the carnal and the outward appearance in trying to find love now. Right? It's not about getting to know your family, making sure that our children will be, making sure our children is going to have a legacy. No. What kind of shoes you got on? I don't like that shirt.
Right on over here. Have you hold this?
All right, so let me play back. Let me play back. Have you? Is an ad. So basically, if they like the person, right? If they like the person, they don't pop the balloon. But if they see the person and they don't like the person at first sight, they are to pop the balloon. Superficial to the max. And I don't understand how any of these people think that they're gonna find love that way. It don't make no sense. All right, but let me play the video back. I'm trying to get it back to the beginning. Hold on. This is insane what's going on right now. I know our father Abraham is turning in his grave right now. Like, yo, I can't believe my children is doing this. All right, let's get it.
Okay, our next single guy, come on out.
Our next single guy, come on.
Right on over here.
So at first glance, and there's not, to me, he's not an ugly brother. He's a handsome looking brother, man. But they just popping the balloons. She was first. Look.
Have you hold this? Okay, and if we can have your name.
My name is Jeremy.
And how old are you,
So only
Jeremy?
one sister they pop it.
27, okay. What do you do?
27, young man in his prime. Okay?
So I just graduated law school.
I just graduated law school. They ain't know that about him. I just graduated law school.
So I just got hired for Door Legal Services.
And he's hired for a law firm services. Right? Legal services. Law firm. Right? So he's employed. Graduated law school.
Congratulations.
Check me out.
All right.
And I like how he's still in good spirits. He's still in good spirits, even though all of them pop the balloons. But
And Jeremy, what do you look for in a woman?
Man, I want somebody who can hold it down. Conversations. I love conversations. You know what I'm saying? She know how to throw it on because I go out every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I like honesty too, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't be lying to me and shit.
Choose the language.
If you on that, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about whatever. So you got secrets and shit, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Let me know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So we did get a couple of pop balloons. Let's go over to these ladies and see
couple?
what's going on, all right?
All right, let's see what's happening.
Okay, let's start here.
Oh,
If
and
we can have your name.
now she following the crowd. She following the crowd. And matter of fact, just by looking, no offense, just by looking at these sisters, I can see why they single. I can see why. Because you not leaving nothing up to the imagination. The brothers out there already seeing what they got. They taking it and they out the door. That's the reason. But let somebody tell them that, oh, you just hating, you just hate women, look at you a sexist, sister, I'm trying to help you.
And how old you are?
My name is Fiona, and I'm 34.
And Fiona, why did
34 and popping balloons. Now let's hear why she's popping the balloon.
you end up popping your balloon?
Alan says they want a rapper. You're right.
I really like your smile, but I just felt the young vibes immediately, and then I'm not sure if I like the hat. And
you pop the balloon because you don't like the hat? And you see, this is where we have become. This is where we got to when it comes to choosing a mate. She didn't like the hat, brothers and sisters. The hat. Forget about all his achievements and how financially stable he is. I don't like the hat.
the shoes.
Okay.
And the shoes.
Just a simple.
She don't like the hat and the shoes. Like the brother can't change outfits. She must think that that's the brother's only pair of shoes and hats. Like, this is the choices that we're looking for when we're looking for a mate. And this is why dating, you're never gonna be satisfied when you're going out on dates. You're not gonna be satisfied. Because you going out on a date with someone you pick, who's looking out for your best interests? Where's the father? Where's your brothers? Where's your family members to check this person out? But now you just going on random dates. I don't like his hat or his shoes. This is crazy.
So yeah, that's it.
All right.
That was it.
And now, is Fiona your type?
Fiona, what you looking for in a guy?
I'm looking for a maturity. I'm looking for a leader.
Okay.
And a breadwinner.
What's a leader?
Someone that can teach me something.
And he's a smart brother. Graduated law school. He's asking them questions and he's making them explain their answer. What's a leader? Let me see if you even understand what you're asking.
New, because I feel like lately I'm always teaching a man something, so I want someone to guide me and teach me something.
Okay. So what if he could teach you something, but he a leader, he on the up and up? You know what I'm saying? You gonna hold it down, or you just gonna be like, oh, since you ain't got the bread, you dismiss?
Well, it's not necessarily that, but it's also the age difference too. So I don't know if you have a maturity for someone that'll be 35 this year.
All right, when you was young, you ever dated somebody older?
I have.
All right, so what's up with the age then?
Do you feel you can lead me?
I think I can lead you wherever you trying to go.
Okay.
What an answer. I think I could lead you wherever you trying to go. It's a bright young man right here.
That I might reconsider my balloon being popped.
Oh.
Sure. All right. Like the tap.
Now you're reconsidering. But just because off of a first glance, you pop the balloon.
Oh, was that a butterfly?
It is a butterfly.
How many tattoos you got?
About roughly 20.
Okay. They mean something, or you just be getting tatted?
No, they mean something.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. What's the best tat you got?
Probably I got an Afro chick on my back, and it represents my sister.
Brother, run.
Oh, okay.
That passed, yeah.
Oh, okay, rest in peace. I feel that.
Thank
I
you.
had people that died, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, you know. It hurt, we move on, we rep, you know?
Exactly, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get to the next one.
You feeling the vibe, or?
I'm feeling the vibe. I am.
Okay.
I like it. I like the aggression. That's how I am.
Okay, are we getting a balloon back?
I think we're getting a balloon back.
Oh, let's get the balloon back.
Let's get that. Yeah. Hey, Red, my mom's favorite.
Not to burst y'all bubble, she ends up popping the balloon again. Yeah, just to put it out there.
Color too.
Oh, okay. We're going to be back for you. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next lady.
What's up?
We can have your name and how old you are.
I'm Sierra. I'm 27 as well.
Okay. All right. 27 gang.
Sierra, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I popped the balloon for the fit because I know we both.
I popped the balloon for the fit. And that just means what he's wearing. I popped the balloon because of your outfit. This is crazy.
Both got on the phone and he said dress to impress, and you wearing a hoodie. And it's not given for me, unfortunately. But honestly, I'm feeling the inside. Like, I like the voice. I like that you are interested in getting to know us.
Yeah.
I love your, like your swag, whatever you want to call it. Like, I like that. But it's the fit for me because first impressions are everything. And dress to impress, I'm about that.
Okay.
Like, style. It's not given.
And you know what would be so funny if he was an undercover millionaire? That would have been funny. And I'm happy that he came on a show like that. Because if you only picking me because of what I'm wearing, come on.
Give it for me.
All right, I feel that. So first impression, right? So what else you see on my hoodie?
DOF and a crown.
All right, so that's also my LLC.
Whoa!
My favorite.
Whoa! That's also my LLC. So he's repping his business. So this brother, let me give this brother a round of applause, man. He's repping his business. That's an LLC. So he could care less about wearing somebody else's brand. I'm repping me. And this is all of the little details that these sisters miss. Because you know why? Someone is not there to help them fact check and to get the 411.
So, you know, I had to rep what I rep. I had Dreamers Only Fair ever since high school, so I just got my LLC 2 years ago.
Wow.
Okay,
So,
respect. I admire that. I
also have a
admire
I
that.
podcast
admire
outside
that.
of this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you should come. What your tattoo mean?
Fear nothing.
Fear nothing? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to our next lady then.
All right, sure.
If we can have your name and how old you are.
My name is Nucci. I'm 25.
Sandy.
And Nucci, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Again, the fit.
Y'all see the same train wreck happening? Why'd you pop your balloon? Again, yeah, the fit. The outfit is what makes a person. And this is where we at, brothers and sisters, as a people. Carnal. And take a look at her shirt. Like, can y'all read that? On her shirt, it says, "My ex is my biggest fan." Now, if you come into a show to so-called find love, why would you wear a shirt like that? What impression are you giving to the quote-unquote man that is trying to approach you? You already showing him drama. My ex is my biggest fan. So now, if I do end up being with this person, I'm going to have to worry about your ex? Is that what you're telling me? Yo, and it's sad at the same time because this is where we at, and it's sad because I know that none of these sisters on this panel was taught correctly, and they're gonna continue going on. They're gonna continue on a downward spiral of not being able to be called someone's wife because they haven't been taught the right way.
I like the shoes. I just think that you maybe could have cleaned them up before you came.
Yeah.
And maybe styled it a little bit different, but I do really like the shoes. And I do like that you representing your LLC, your brand.
Yeah, now you like he's repping his LLC, his brand, because you know about it. But if you didn't know about it, you're saying the same thing that everybody else is saying. The fit.
Shit. That's dope. And I really love that you always smiling. Like, you ain't lost a smile yet. I like that. But low-key, like, when you kind of walked on, it was kind of giving, like, I don't want to say goofy, because, like, that's a terrible word, but it was just, like, the way you came on. I don't know.
Okay.
But, yeah. And what happened to your finger? Because what is going on?
So, I also work on cars. So, I was glad you noticed that. So, I was fixing one of my homie cars. I got caught in the terminal belt. Almost took it for real. I just got the stitches. I was gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna keep it gangster.
Yeah, keep it gangster. I just wanted to know what happened, but
all right. Well, I don't want to keep playing too much of this, but brothers and sisters, I just want y'all. I want to let y'all know that each and every one of the sisters said the same thing. Forget about what he does for a living. Forget about all his accomplishments and his achievements. Every last one of them was saying, "Oh, it was the outfit for me. Yeah, I don't like your hat. I don't like your sneakers." But now the question is, what is the point of being married? What is the point of finding a mate? Isn't the point of marriage is to set up a future for your children and to make sure financially that you'll be able to be supported not just by your own income, but by someone else's income? So, like, what are we looking for when it comes to a mate? And is dating gonna help you find that? No, it's not. It's not. Brother, hold on. It gets worse. It clearly gets worse. It gets worse as to what we look for. What we look for. And somebody hit it right on the head. Right? Somebody hit it right on the head. Somebody said, when I asked what are they looking for, somebody said they're looking for a rapper. I got something for you right now. Huh? Hold on. Right here. Right? This is how superficial we have become. So this one is called 20 Women versus one Rapper. 20 Women versus one Rapper. Neil Chopper. Neil Chopper. This is the guy they want to bring home. Neil Chopper. Yo, this is what they want. Huh? Neil Chopper? Okay.
Final round. I ain't gonna lie. Ladies, come on. Let's see who's still in the game. Okay, cool. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh.
Now, look at what these sisters is wearing, man. Look at this. And why is this? The thing. Well, all right. What we have to understand, brothers and sisters, we're not always gonna look young. You're not always gonna have the latest fashion on. You're not always gonna have your hair done, your nails done. You're not always gonna have the right pair of sneakers. There's gonna be a point in time where all that is gonna fade away. So what is there to look forward to after all of this fade away? When you go in the bathroom and wash all of that off. And even him, when he gets older, all those tattoos, do you know what you're going to look like, brother? That's if the Most High allows you to get older, but our minds is in the wrong place. And I don't even know why this is even a trend right now. 20 women to one guy. I've even seen one woman versus 1 woman to 50 men. It's insane what's happening right now. But guess what? It's all to appeal to lust. That's all it is. Because what? Where you bringing any of these sisters at? To the club. Into a room. That's it.
Oh, it's 11. All right, so look, we have 11 ladies, right, Chopper? So look, right, I'm gonna have to, if you're gonna speed date, you can only like speed date 4 of these ladies. So let's get to chopping them down. Eliminate 2. Eliminate 2 of these ladies real quick for me.
It's on my eyes.
All right, so thank you for coming. You know what I'm saying? You was the rebound, and I guess it's gonna be another rebound.
Thank me. Mama, thank you.
If you're a homeowner and you're still paying for your electricity, then you could.
Yeah. Let's let this ad go past.
I can't get a hug.
Give me a hug, yeah, nigga.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yo, go.
Nice to meet you.
You gotta eliminate another one, bro. Come on, who gotta go? You know what I'm saying? Who you want to go, bro?
You know who you want to go. Say that shit. Hurry up.
Type shit. Oh, y'all. No, fuck with it. Oh, seriously?
No, I'm just.
You ready to go?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
She ready to go.
She said she's not.
I did not say that.
I'm gonna go with her.
You wanna go with her?
Yeah, and I love your hair.
Thank you.
And I love your hair.
Don't all.
You still gotta do some more. 4.
I gotta chop down 4 more.
You gotta chop down 4 more. You can speed date 4 girls.
How about I just pick the ones I want to?
And my thing is, why are these sisters even comfortable going through this? And it's like y'all said, yeah, they want the rapper. Cause had he been a regular guy, they probably would have been popping the balloon like the other thing. Cause he got that big old chain on, he got those tattoos all over the place. This is what they want. They're not looking for marriage. They're looking for a good time. I'm gonna show y'all what according to the scriptures what that sounds like.
Niggas do me so wrong. They put me in positions like this, fool. I'm gonna go 2.
Look at his pants. What? Look at his pants. Look at his pants. This is, and you see, this is what they wanted. You don't care where he worked. He's a rapper, I guess, making money, I guess. His pants, like, come on. Where's our standards? This is what we looking for when we dating?
You want them 2?
2.
So you need 2 more.
I'm gonna go 1.
You want her? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you want? Okay, cool. Do you want to pick 1 more? Or are you cool with 4?
I'll pick 1 more.
All right. One more. I'll let them do 5. Your speed date is gonna be a minute though, bro. It ain't gonna be no 3-minute speed date. You get a minute.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what's up with me? You know what's up with me, man?
I see bump Ice Spice a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. I want to get to where we at. All right. Look. Take a look at this, y'all. This is how you know it ain't nothing about anything, just lust.
Okay.
What's your middle name? Just see before you get up.
90 degrees.
I'd be weird to sniff it when you got up.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I might always just put my face in your head then.
That's what you want to do.
What?
I think it's a little explicit for YouTube, but off camera, we can pass some guidelines.
Okay.
What's your middle name?
It starts with an L. That's a lot of information to be given off to everybody.
To me, though. It's me and you.
We'll touch on that later.
You can whisper and put it in my ear. I got this thing to when people whisper, like, I can't really hear it unless they tongue, like, touch my ear. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
All right, time's up. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
I think
Dating. This is dating. It's not about marriage. It's not about anything productive. You think he cares about meeting her family? You think he cares about providing for her? He only think about one thing.
I think that was a nice little speed date.
Yeah, it was.
I think so.
She was fat, yeah. For sure. So you from the Dominican Republic or?
No, I'm from Boston.
For real? Have you ever been?
To the DR? No, but my family goes for Carnival.
So you don't go though?
Well, I recently got my passport when I was 14, and the only place I've been.
All right. So he just talking to these young ladies, right? This is where dating have gone to. So now, do we think the Most High approves of stuff like that? Just throw it out there. Do you think the Most High approves of that? All dating does is promotes fornication, lust, sex before marriage, possibly baby before marriage, or a baby out of wedlock, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on, right? And all of these young sisters that's on that panel right there. You think he going to check for their fathers, to ask their father hand in marriage? First of all, he's not even thinking about marriage. He's not even thinking about marriage. He's thinking about one thing and one thing only. Y'all can read between the lines. Okay? So now, what do we say this is bringing forth? We all said the same thing. Sex before marriage. And is sex before marriage permissible? And the answer is no. And brothers and sisters, and this is how I'm gonna paint this right here. This part of the broadcast. You guys gotta understand that sex before marriage is very dishonorable. Very, very dishonorable, especially if you're living in your parents' house. Why? For one, for the young men, what you're doing is called stealing. Okay? You may not look at it like that, but you are stealing. You're stealing something that is not yours. That young lady belongs to her family. And you go and you take that young lady without permission. It's called stealing. You have stole. Matter of fact, y'all don't believe me? Look, let's get an example of that. Let's get an example out of the scriptures. So we go into Genesis 34. Our father Jacob and Dinah, Jacob's daughter. So here it is. And I want you guys to understand this. If you take a young lady and you lay with her without permission, you are a thief. Okay? You're a thief. You stole. Okay? That's dishonorable. You have no honor. All right? Look at this. Genesis 34 verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. So she wanted to go outside. She wanted to go hang out. She was outside, right? And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, so of another nation, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and what? And lay with her and defiled her. So the scripture says she was defiled. Because why? He seen her and took her without permission and laid with her. So he stole from Jacob. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. And he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. And I'm going to tell y'all this, especially my young sisters who's watching right now too. Whatever little boy right now is talking to you and telling you stuff in your ears, he's lying to you. I'm telling you that straight up. If a little boy right now is coming to you and telling you he loves you and telling you how much he likes you, he's lying to you. You know how I know he's lying to you? Because he still lives at home. He have a room in his mother's house, in his father's house. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have any money to take care of you. That's why he's lying to you. So don't fall for these little boys who's going to come and speak sweet nothings in your ears. They're all liars. No one is going to love you more than your father. All right? And understand that what you have is more precious than what he's willing to give you. Unless he's willing to take you out your father's house and take care of you and marry you. Matter of fact, if he's not willing to come speak to your father first, he's a liar. He's a thief. He's trying to steal what you got. And don't let him. Don't fall for him. I'm telling you, don't do it. He's going to ruin your life. He's just like Shechem. And it said he spake, you see, it said he spake kindly words unto her. Right? What the young kids call that now? Riz. Back in our day, we called it spitting game. It turned from spitting game to Riz. Riz. Okay. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. So it's like he's demanding him. And mind you, remember, it's supposed to be the father's position to help the son pay for the damsel in a dowry. Okay? And of course, this was a wealthy family because he was a prince. All right? And it says, and Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah. So Jacob heard that. It says, and Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with the cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. So he didn't say a word, but he heard. He stole from me. The nerve of him, right? And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they had heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth. Why were they angry? Why you think the brothers was mad? Because he came and defiled their sister. They stole from their father. Shechem and Hamor stole from them. That's our sister. She's ours. How you just gonna come and take her like that? And that's how we need to look at it when these young boys be trying to come and take these little girls, and take the women. Fathers, that's how you're supposed to feel when these little boys is talking to your daughter. Without having you present, without you having you being even present and knowing. And they were grieved and very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel, in laying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. Right? And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you, give her him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. So he was like, yo, it's going to be a fair exchange. Let's just do that. But he didn't understand that Israel was not mixing with the other nations like that. We were not doing that. Right? And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get ye possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father, so the one who did this thing is now speaking to Jacob. My thing is like, why you didn't do that first? Why you just took her? Now you want to talk after the deed is done? And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, let me find grace in your eyes. How you going to ask me for grace right now after what you done did? He said, let me find grace in your eyes. And what ye shall say unto me, I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. So even it was a custom that all people knew that you had to pay before you can take a bride. But he undermined Jacob and his brothers and his sons, and disrespected the children of Israel, because you don't think he knew who the children of Israel were? You don't think he knew who Jacob was? He just didn't care. He seen her and just wanted to take her and stole her. Now he's talking about, I'm going to pay the dowry now. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister, and they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. So now they were telling them to be circumcised, right? It says, then will we give our daughter unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not hearken unto us and to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And the words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing. So he really loved Dinah. So he was like, yo, I'll do anything to have this girl, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of the city and communed with the men in the city, saying, these men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein. And the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us take them our daughters. So they're pitching it to the rest of the Hivites. So the story goes, they all get circumcised, and what happens? So, verse 25, and it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, meaning they still were sore after getting circumcised, the two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. Right? The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. Right? So now let me jump down. It says, and Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land. So Jacob didn't want that to go down. Right? He was more so, I want peace. We living amongst these strangers. I don't want no war. I don't want no beef. Right? And he says, you have made me a stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I and my house. So he was more so trying to protect what he has. Like, yo, we're small in number. The nations is looking and seeing what you guys just did, and they're gonna come against me, man. So now look at how they respond. And they said, shall he deal with our sister as with an harlot? So they were upset. Okay, they were upset that Shechem treated their sister as a harlot. And some of you may ask, what's a harlot? It's a whore. Excuse my language. Right? It's someone who you don't want to be with. Right? So now look. Another thing that it did, it made a stain in Jacob's house. Let me pull it up here. So taking a daughter or taking a woman from her father's house without permission and laying with her is a big disgrace, especially in Israelite culture, Hebrew culture. There's only one way that I can explain it. Let me go to the scripture. Let me read this real quick. Let me go to Leviticus. Because like we said, dating only does one thing. And I'm not going to say there wasn't some successful marriages in the world that happened because you dated. Yeah, but it could have been done better. And now that we've entered into this truth and we have the knowledge and we have children that we're raising up, is more so upon us to give them the right way to do things. Right? Let me pull up the scripture for you guys real quick. Where are we? I said Leviticus, right? So let's go to Leviticus chapter 21. Like I said, we gonna do some reading just to get the answer. Leviticus 21. Let's see. Let's start at verse. Matter of fact, let me not get that one. Let me go to Deuteronomy. Let me get that one instead. Let me go to Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22. Listen to this clearly. Like I said, sleeping with someone who is not betrothed to you, who is not given to you, right? This is what the scriptures speaks about what they have done. Let me hold on. Where is it? All right, Deuteronomy 22, and let's start at verse. Let me jump up. That's not the one I want to get either. But I'll read it just for time's sake. All right, so let me read this one in Deuteronomy 22. And this is talking about the dowry as well too. So Deuteronomy 22. No, I don't want to get that one first. Let me come back to that one. This is exact. Let me get you the exact one I want to get, because I also want to read the definition so you guys could get an understanding of what I'm saying. Let's go to Exodus 22. Then we'll come back to Deuteronomy 22. Let's get that one. Exodus 22. So now look at this, y'all. Okay. Exodus 22, and let's start at verse. Okay. All right, let's start at verse 16. All right, look. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 16, right? Listen to this clearly when it comes to what happens if a man approaches a woman without first speaking to the father. Because we already got the example from Genesis from Genesis 24, right? Genesis 24 on how the steps goes when one is interested in someone, right? He would have to speak to the father. The father would have to give the approval, and then it would be, everything could continue. Excuse me. There's two processes. We have what's called the betroth stage, where it's actually called there's two stages of marriage. The betroth stage is when it's the legal contractual agreement that this man will be legally this woman's husband, and they are legally married. So that's the first step. The second step would be the wedding, the ceremony, then the consummation. That excuse me, that completes the marriage. So you have the betroth stage, then you have the wedding stage. But in the betroth stage, to be betrothed to somebody, legally you are already married to that person, according to Hebrew culture. So now when you fast forward the tape and you think about Joseph and Mary's situation, they were in the betroth stage. That's why it tells you she was found with child before the families came together. So legally, that was already his wife. They already, on paper, that was his wife. But the ceremony didn't come together to make it complete. Now, hopefully that makes sense for you to understand why she was found with a child before the families came together. So before they had the ceremony, he was already dealing with his wife, because her father already gave her to him. All right, now let's go back to this. So now, if that makes sense, Exodus 22:16. I want y'all to listen to this. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, so she's not betrothed. Contractually, she has not been given to another man, and lie with her and sleeps with her. This is what the scriptures call in Leviticus playing what the scripture says that young lady would be labeled as playing the whore in her father's house. That's what that would be labeled as. It says, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So now, if you did the act, you are supposed to endow her to be your wife. That's the only way to remove the shame of what you did. Right? If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. So why is he paying? Because you took something and you used it without payment. That's why you still have to pay the dowry according to the law of virgins. You still have to, that father have to be indemnified because he's incurred a loss. You took something without permission. Now, guess what? Now, how is he going to marry her off to somebody else? Because the damage is done already. You took my possession that I was going to give off to a nice family. Now I can't. It's going to be, I'm not going to say I can't. It may be harder to do so because most men during that time wanted a virgin, wanted someone who was untouched. So that's why you would have to pay, because you stole. And I always say this, the reason why, I believe the reason why a lot of us, we don't really be having no fear, because none of us is taking financial losses. I always say that. And when you go into the law, right? When you go into the law and you read about when someone breaks a transgress something, or they break something, they would always have to pay. Even when you had to go and sacrifice something to the Most High that you did, you would have to, and if you didn't have the animal there for sacrifice, what do you think you had to do? You had to actually go and buy that animal to be sacrificed. So it cost you money. It cost you money to atone for your sins. And I believe that the reason why a lot of people are not afraid of breaking certain laws is because they're not taking a financial hit because of that. You do something like that in ancient Israel, you was taking a financial hit. That father was taking you to the cleaners. So I believe if things was like that, we'll see less. Maybe not. People is crazy. People still do crazy stuff. But I believe that it would help balance out, or it would help you make a decision before you. All right, do I really want to take this man's possession without asking? And it's funny because people more so are afraid of losing money than afraid of what the Most High gonna do to them. That's how carnal a lot of people think. But financially, you would take a hit when you broke certain laws. And maybe there's something to that we got to look into. I don't know. I could just be talking. All right. So now let's go back to what I was talking about in the book of Leviticus. So we see here that would happen to somebody who enticed. The word entice, same thing as spitting game, or what y'all would call riz. You risen a young lady who's not to nobody, and you take her and you got it to the point where you got to lay with her. Right? That happens every day in the hood right now. It's happening right now as we speak to somebody out there. Right? You spitting game. She falls for your game, which is lies. She falls for all your lies. You lay with her, right? And in this day and age, you just lay with that person and no strings attached, and then I'm out of there. But with a father involved in ancient Israel, you was not just going to walk away. Okay, you was just not going to just walk away without accruing a loss. If I'm taking a loss, you definitely going to take a loss as well, too. So look, let's go to Leviticus 21. I hope y'all still with me, man, because we getting to the bottom of this thing today, right? We getting to the bottom of this thing. So let me clarify what I was saying earlier about the term that I used earlier, right? Leviticus 21 and 7, it says, "They shall take." This is talking about the priests, right? "They shall take a wife that is not a whore." So now, this word right here is a touchy word, right? Nobody want to be labeled that, right? If you are a young sister right now, you do not want to be labeled that word, right? But in order to understand why they using that word, you have to actually go into the definition. Right? And in modern terms, modern day, we take the word of whore and place it to someone who's into prostitution. I'm going to actually show y'all the definitions, and then it's going to make more sense why they use this particular word. Right? So now, follow me. It says, "They shall not take a wife that is a whore, or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto God. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of God. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy." And it says here, "And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself," right, "by playing the whore, she profaned her father." So don't just look at it as if it's the priest We're all called to be priests and kings in Christ's kingdom. We're all king and priest. When Christ returns, we're all going to be king and priest. That means we should all be striving to be or to operate as kings and priests. It doesn't matter if you're in the priestly, if you wasn't born from the priestly tribe, or if you wasn't born from the kingly tribe. We all should be striving to be kings and priests, right? And it says, if she profaned herself by playing the whore, she profaned her father. And this is, and my young sisters, this is what I want you to look at it like as. Don't just give what you have to just any random little kid, little boy out there, or to any man. Because you're not just making yourself look bad, you're making your father look bad. It says she profaned her father. And it says she shall be burnt with fire. That was Old Testament, right? So now, I said I wanted to bring up a definition, right? So now, why did the scriptures put the word there as whore or harlot or whore, whatever, you know, those words? And this is why Jacob's sons were upset. Give me 1 second. And this is why Jacob's sons were upset and said that Shechem turned their sister into a harlot. Now, let's look at these definitions and let's see why they chose to use these words when they translated the scriptures, right? Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up for you guys. Let's go to the dictionary. And sisters, and my younger sisters, I want you guys to really pay attention to this. Really understand. Because it's deeper than just you getting satisfaction or you think he's cute. It's deeper than that. You got to have more self-worth. You have to value yourself. You need to value yourself. Don't fall for his riz. Don't fall for his game. Because he told you he liked your hair when you put it back. Who cares? Don't fall for that. And this is why it's very important as fathers, if you have daughters, you have to love them first. You got to show them what love is. You got to make them feel loved. Because you know why? A lot of these sisters, hold on, let me put it back here. Right? A lot of our sisters.
Hi, we're visible.
I'm sorry. Let me put it on the screen. Where am I? Okay? Because a lot of our sisters, all they looking for is love. See? They looking for love, but they're looking for it the wrong way. You're not going to find love in a random date. It's not going to happen. And they're just looking for someone to love them. Now, can you imagine if they was brought up in a home where they already felt love? Can you imagine? It would be impossible for some snotty-nosed, nappy-head, ashy kid to come and to spit game to her. She would never fall for it. So now, like I said, I want to pull up the definition here, right? So, I'm sorry. So now let's look at this, right? So it says here, the definition for the word whore, right? It says a harlot, a concubine. And it also goes into, it says a prostitute. So now a lot of us grew up thinking that a prostitute is someone who sells themselves, or like, you know, they sell themselves for pleasure and to get money off of that. That's what we think a prostitute mean, right? But look at this. This is why I wanted to go into the definition. And understanding the definition, it'll help you to understand right? It'll help you to understand the words even better. So that way you can stay far from it. So now look at this. And I actually looked this word up and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So it says prostitute. It says, look at this. You can't make this up. To offer freely. It doesn't mean you selling it. You offering it freely. To offer freely to a lewd use or to indiscriminate lewdness. Leviticus, and he referenced Leviticus 19. Do not prostitute thy daughter. Right? It says to give up to any vile or infamous purpose. You don't even care. You just, take it. To devote to anything base, also to sell to wickedness. Right? But when I seen this, to offer freely. So I want my young sisters to even look at it like, to even think that in their minds. If I'm giving this away freely, that's my label. You don't even have to sell it. It says to offer freely. And how many times young people out there going on dates and then just offering themselves freely? The Most High sees that as prostitution. That's what that looks like. Even how when the Most High calls us a whore, he says Israel is a backsliding whore because of your whoredom. Guess what? Us sacrificing to many strange different gods, we became whores. We became harlots. Because why? We gave it away freely. So brothers and sisters, you have to look at what you're doing with your body. Are you giving it away freely? You have to have way more value for yourself. Because if you don't, this is where it's at. If you don't, all right, you're gonna end up on one of these shows looking for Neil Chopper. I don't even know what that name even means. So it's very important for you to know and to understand what you're doing when going into these acts. Yeah, you may feel like, I'm just dating. I just want to have a good time. But look at what you're becoming. Look at how the Most High views you. Okay? Like I said, don't let these nasty little boys come and talk to you and telling you all type of manner of foolishness. Because why? He's lying to you. He's lying. He can't even buy you a stick of gum. He can't. He can't even pay his own fare to get on a bus. He can't. Don't listen to what he's saying. And if any young man is coming to you and talking to you and want something from you, you tell him, come speak to my father. Or if your father's not there, come speak to my mom. If your mom's not there, come speak to my brothers, my cousins. Matter of fact, my uncle, Ray and them. Come talk to them. Don't talk to me. And I'm telling you, some of these little boys out here, they got some good game. They got some riz. they some of them is dressed like Neil Chopper. They dress nice. They got all of the latest gear. They got tattoos. Look nice. That don't mean nothing. Because at the end, he's just going to leave you hurt, broken. And guess what? He's damaging you for your future husband. Okay? He's damaging you for your future husband. He don't love you. He'll do anything just to get what he want. Then he's off to the next one. And this is what y'all younger sisters have to keep in mind. Forget about he's cute. Forget about he's the most popular kid in school. Who cares about that? You want to be honorable. You don't want to be labeled as a prostitute because a prostitute just gives it away freely. You don't even got to pay. You don't want to be labeled like that. Fathers, love your daughters. And also, fathers, teach your sons. Teach your sons to withhold themselves. Put them to work. Make them busy. Give them an allowance so they can know how to save money. Put them in position to maybe one day obtain a wife, but teach them to control themselves. Don't allow your sons to be over there on the phone talking to these little girls. Two little girls, two little boys. I'm sorry, a little boy and a little girl, little kids on the phone talking. What y'all talking about? Tell me what you're talking about. You ask them, do you even know? Do you know what the price of gas is right now? Like, the price of gas? Why I need to know the price of gas? Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. You know how much rent costs? Rent? Nah, I live with you. Yeah, you're gonna find out soon enough. I'm telling you. If you're not ready for marriage, you shouldn't be entertaining anyone. Especially these younger brothers, man. I really wish I had a lot of this information that I got right now. Granted, once I got the information, I started to take the steps to do things the right way. But it could have been better. It could have been better. But a lot of these young people right now just want to go into courting. Just want to talk to a sister. You courting for? What you gonna give her? You gonna put her in a room? What you doing? And we got to do better as a people, man, because we see the long lineage of what we came from and how things was done. And we really have to go back to that. This dating thing is out of hand. Turbo, what they call it? Speed dating, turbo dating, blind dating. All of this is foolishness because nothing's going to come from this, man. It's not. We just creating fornicators and harlots. That's all we creating out of dating. Right? So in a nutshell, is dating approved by God? No. It's not. Can't find it. It's not biblical. It don't make no sense. All right? So if you are looking for a mate, there's a way to do it. It's proper steps to do it. You're not gonna find them on one man versus 20 women. It's not. You're not finding it. There's no love there, right? And another thing that I want to say as well too. Shout out to also to Deacon Malachi, who said this during the lesson last week. As a people, like righteous people, we gotta start making the people who live immoral feel crazy. Like, you know how they be doing it to us? Like, yo, what you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to church. You going to church this weekend? Who still go to church? Yo, what you doing tonight? I'm just going to stay in the house. We got Bible study. Bible study? Yo, we outside. Come on, yo. And they making you feel crazy for doing righteous stuff? We got to start making people feel crazy for doing unrighteous stuff. Yeah, what you dealing with? Yeah, I'm about to go on a date with this girl. Go on a date? Y'all still dating? It's 2024. We getting married out here. Y'all still dating? Ugh. Yo, what you doing? Yo, I'm about to hit the club. You coming? Ew. Club? Nah. You know what? People taking drugs and stuff in there. That's mad dirty. I'm not going in the club. That's for dirty people. We gotta turn it on them. That's what we gotta do. I'm sick of them trying to shame us for being righteous. Nah, we're gonna shame y'all for being unrighteous. That's nasty. That's dirty. We don't do that over here. We gotta start shaming the unrighteous because they trying to shame us from being righteous. It don't make no dang sense. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take a quick break real quick, right? What is this? We're gonna take a quick break real quick. And I'm gonna play this music video by Sharaf Benjamin, right? His new song called Always on Time. So I'm gonna play this for a quick break because I want to show y'all the video. I'll show you a little snippet of the video from the wedding, right? The righteousness, to show y'all the righteousness, what the righteousness looked like after courtship. What courtship is actually supposed to bring forth. Is dating supposed to, matter of fact, what is dating supposed to bring forth? Isn't the point of dating is to get to know somebody, to get married? You'll have people dating for like 10 years. Yeah, that's my lady right here. Yeah, we just dating. Yeah, yo, how long y'all been dating for? 10 years. It make no dang sense. But here it goes.
Think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, as if some strange thing happened to you. Think not that, right? All right, so we got this young brother right here with his hand raised up. What are you saying about the fiery trials? We supposed to suffer on purpose because all our people out here suffer. What we did? Yeah, that's a good question. All praise to the Most High God, the higher.
The great I am higher.
This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C. Media.
For the Most High God, I gotta make some time. Give thanks for the rain and the ray sunshine. Though me heart ache sometime, I wanna escape sometime. But the blessing never late, man, no, always on time. I feel one hold the faith, elevate and climb. Man, I feel radiate and shine. My father never late, always on time. The food in my plate, always on time. When I pray for get a break, always on time. The enemy is at the gate, always on time. Temptation too great, always on time. For his name's sake, always on time. Sing it loud, Jake. Always on time. Me now bow to Satan. Now give up, man, I stay strong. And I keep every promise me the rolling on me and the most I rather wait on. The Father give me the weapons me attack life. Wisdom and courage, man, I pack tight. I'm a when I shop light, now stop fight. You won't roll the most tight, got it locked tight. My father never late, always on top. Me food in me plate, always on top. Only pray if you get a break, always on top. The enemy is at the gate, always on top. Temptation too great, always on top. For his name's sake, always on top. Sing it loud, Jake. Always on time.
But rejoice, and as much as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, right, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. So when we go through those sufferings, the same way Christ went through his sufferings. You got a question? Let's get that question real quick.
I'm having a hard time understanding about the rejoicing part.
Okay.
Because we all have suffering. I suffer all the time. So I'm supposed to rejoice in suffering?
That's a good question. That's a great question. Gonna see what the answer is.
Sometimes the pressure make you bend, but you never break. Nah. Stand firm, man, I hold the faith. Yeah. To the most I got, man, I gonna be no traitor. No power greater. So praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him. All day, all night. Praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him. All right, all right.
I gotta make some time. Give thanks for the rain and the rays and shine. Tell me heartache sometime. Yeah, I wanna escape sometimes. The blessings of a lake always come time. Everyone on the fake, elevate and climb. My life it radiating, shine, shine, shine.
My father never late, always on top. Me food in me plate, always on top. When me pray for get a break, always on top. The enemy is at the gate, always on top. Temptation too great, always on top. For his name's sake, always on top. Sing it loud, Jake.
Always on time.
Yes, yes, yes. That was Always on Time by Sharaf Benjamin featuring Lawya, and we have my man, my man Eric on the sax at the end. Praise the Most High, beautiful song. Right, so now we're gonna get right back into this. I know I'm doing overtime tonight. This is crazy. I usually be off this thing, but listen, so much we gotta talk about. All right. Let me put this. Hold on. Did I do this right? Hold on. One second. I'm trying to multitask at the same time I'm doing all this stuff, right? I'm trying to multitask. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put up the Zoom link a little bit. I know there might be some questions. You know what I mean? And I just want to make sure that everybody get a chance to speak, right? Let me put this out there. All right. So the Zoom link is in the chat, and I will start the Zoom pretty soon. Like I said, I wanted to play a video, right? Just to show y'all what a righteous marriage looks like. All right, what a righteous union, I should say, looks like after a successful courtship, right? After doing things the right way and following protocols and approaching the father. And the one thing I want to say too, this is why it's very important for us to honor the fathers in when it comes to marriages, because the father of the bride, or the father of Sister Zaire, right? He's not in the church. He's not in the body, right? Both of her parents they're not a part of the church. But Brother Casey followed the protocol and spoke to the dad and asked the dad for his permission to take his daughter took his daughter's hand in marriage, and he said that he said that stuck out to him. He was like, "Yo, who's doing that in this day and age?" And he said, "Yo, I knew he was a stand-up young man." So even that was a testimony to show that when we do things in righteousness, everybody sees it. It becomes a testimony for everybody to understand, right? So let me see. Let me pull up this. And shout out to what?
The Most High.
Hold on. What's going on? Come on. It's not allowing me to play the video. I may have to do it another way. Come on. Don't tell me that. Oh, man. It's in a different format. No, I'm not getting this for 99 cents. All right, you know what?
She's conversing.
All right, you know what I'll do? I'll do it different. Dang, I really thought that I was going to be able to show the video. All right, you know what? I'll show it like this. I have to use my phone. And like I was saying, shout out to Deacon Alex from upstate New York, who performed the ceremony, and it was very beautiful, very, very eloquently broken down. But let me see. Can y'all see it? Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, y'all gonna have to watch it like this. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to watch it from my phone. So let's watch it together. So I want y'all to see what this looked like.
She's conversing. Conversing means to be familiar. Understand, wives, if you are a wife in the audience, get familiar with your husband. You can tell when something's wrong with him, and you know how to fix it. She's conversing with God. Read.
She magnifieth her nobility.
Come on.
Yea, the Most High of all things himself loved her.
The Most High God loved the Ruach, which is the mirror image of him, the Holy Spirit, the feminine spirit. Just like Casey loved or loves, Zaire. Verse 4.
For she is privy to the mysteries of the knowledge of the Most High.
Read it again.
For she is privy.
She's privy means that she knows things about Zaire, about Casey, that nobody know in here. And that's her business to know, because she understands and will never take that to throw it back in his face.
Come on.
She'll take that, digest it, and build him back up. Read.
And a lover of his works.
And a lover of his works. The good, the bad, the flaws, and all. Come on.
All right. That's what I wanted to show, that part. And I think I got a little more.
Served in the church. You wanted to help out.
Their vows.
Cleaning the church. Sweeping. And serving. And it's because of your humility. It's really what attracted me to you.
Y'all heard that?
We courted for 4 years. And over the course of that courtship, I learned so much about you. Which is why last year, May 7, 2023, I asked you to be my wife. Zaire, without a shadow of a doubt, I know you are my Rick.
Come on.
If I am Adam,
he said if and you had to be there to know what he was talking about. He said, if I'm Adam, then you are my Eve. Mind you, they played Adam and Eve. What was it? Last year, not last year's Passover, they played Adam and Eve. So shout out to them. And she also had some stuff to say as well. Let me see where she at.
And you are truly an answer to my prayers. Secondly, in the past year of our engagement, the Most High has allowed my love and respect for you to grow tremendously. Your leadership, your strength, discipline, dedication to the Most High and our Lord and Savior is unmatched. The example that you set, words can't describe it. I can't wait to just continue to respect and honor you and serve you as a helpmate that the Most High has created me to be for you. I'm honored to be able to follow you as you follow Christ, because I know you never turn me astray. Words cannot truly quantify the admiration that I have for you. I am so thankful to have you in my life as my head and my king, and I will continue to submit to you, serve you prayerfully as we embark on this new journey together.
Come on, it don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. And there he goes, brothers and sisters. That's a righteous example of what the Most High actually instituted. Not this foolishness that we see going on online and people dating and having 3, 4, 5 partners. And listen, that's all the work of the devil. I'll tell you that right now. That's all the work of the devil. All right? And don't feel pressured like you have to be part of the crowd, and because everybody is doing it, you got to do it. Everybody got a date to the prom, and this person is dating this person. You don't got to fall for that. Who cares about that? Because they're not going to be happy at the end of it. I'm telling you that right now. Right? They're not going to be happy. Praise the Most High that we have this information, we have this truth, and we could continue to do right. All right? Hold on, let me put this up here. Right? So I put the Zoom link up real quick. And once again, congratulations to Casey and Zaire on their beautiful union. Let me know if you guys are you guys having problems entering into the Zoom. I had put it up. Oh, I didn't pin it to the chat. Let me see if I can pin it to the chat, or I may have to put it up again. Let me put it up again. Let me put it up again. Right, just a little bit. Nothing too long-winded tonight. Well, I am a little long-winded. I'm past my bedtime too, matter of fact. But listen, it's all for a good cause. You know what I'm saying? It's all for a good cause. I want to make sure all my brothers and sisters, right? I want to make sure all my brothers and sisters are able. Where am I? Are able to understand, learn, and make better choices. Because we're in the last days, man. We are in the last days. Hold on, it's giving me an error message here. Okay, I see. All right, here it goes. Here's the Zoom link. It's pinned to the chat. All right, let's do this real quick. I'll give y'all about 20 minutes. Let's talk about it. Is dating of the Most High? Is it approved? And once again, it's okay to have your own opinion on dating. Listen, to each his own. But if we're Bible believers and we're trying to follow Christ, and we're trying to do things the right way, right? We can't. It's not supported by Scripture. It's not supported. Right, so the Zoom link is out. Let me make sure everything is good and ready to go. Just click the link in the chat. I pinned it to the chat. Is it pinned? 1 second, brothers and sisters. Oh, the link is pinned. Okay. So the link is pinned. Yes. Join us. If you have any questions, I'll go through the chat real quick. Go through the chat if there's anything that I can answer in the chat. If not, I mean, the chat been going crazy. All right, so somebody asked questions. All right, let me go up. All right, Charity, aka Ahava, ask. I have a question. What if you don't want to have a wedding ceremony? Is it required? Okay, and a quick answer for that. Wait, first of all, why wouldn't you want to have a wedding ceremony? I know a lot of sisters, you know, they dream of that day. But if you don't have a wedding ceremony, is it still a requirement? No, it's not really a requirement. As long as the families agree and the families communicate, and it's not a thing that's done in secret, and it's a public thing, then that's what's more important, is to have the acknowledgement of the union rather than doing things in secret. I do understand that, you know, people's finances is not where it should be or where they want it to be to have a grand ceremony, but it's best to, you know, if you're gonna do it with amongst the, you know, your close family and friends. You know, let that be known, and probably do a small dinner with your family and friends just to acknowledge the fact of that union, if that answers your question. So it's not really more so a requirement in this day and age. A lot of people financially can't really do it, but, you know, it doesn't take away from you being married or not. Let's see. Any more questions in the chat? Any more questions in the chat? Let me scroll up. And once again, bless you all. Thank you all for coming in. Right? Hold on. Let me scroll. Okay, let me scroll back down. Okay, I got another question here. Let's see. So Christopher asked, Shalom Deacon, have you seen the 20v1 with a little boy? Oh my goodness. No, I have not seen the 20 women versus one little boy. No, I have not seen it. If you can, send that to me. I need to see that. That is ridiculous. Tony Baptiste asked, Deacon, what if you won't give permission for marriage? I'm trying to understand the question. Are you trying to say, what if you weren't given permission for marriage? Is that what you're trying to ask? Because the wrong word is there. It says, Deacon, what if your won't give permission? Try to rephrase the question. I'll come back to it. Let's see what else we got here. Fred says some people finance their wedding with others. Be careful when someone who didn't from 10 years ago all of a sudden is texting you to come. Okay. I guess looking for help for donors, I guess. Okay, somebody says they're unable to join the Zoom. Try to see if you could join the Zoom now. I got it pinned to the chat, so you should be able to click the link. If not, I don't know what's going on. Okay, you said you just sent it. Another question comes in. It says, can a person just choose to serve the Most High and not get married? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. The scriptures calls that you would be a eunuch. That's just all it is. You're not physically a eunuch where you're castrated yourself, but you can become a eunuch for the Most High. Paul was a eunuch for the Most High. Paul became that. And there were women in the church who dedicated themselves solely to the church, like how in the Catholic Church they use that term as a nun. Yeah, so you can dedicate yourself to the Most High and not want to be married. You will just be considered a eunuch for the Lord, if that answers your question, right? Another question that comes in, it says, a sister says, I don't want a wedding because I'm too shy to be in front of people. Listen, all of that shyness is gonna come, is not gonna be nowhere present on that wedding day. All right. Sis Yaholam says, some brothers choose to date outside the body, I guess thinking they can change them. And in a nutshell, you not changing them. Like, it's not unless the Most High is gonna change them. So, you know, if you are doing that, if you dating outside of the body, and first of all, dating, there should be no dating outside of the body. It should be no dating, period. Dating is not even a thing. We just went through all of these scriptures to show that dating has nothing to do with nothing. It only creates harlots and fornicators. So if you in the body and you're dating, rethink your walk. All right, there should be no dating, or you shouldn't be trying to like scoop something up from outside and try to bring them into the church, because it never works out. It never works out the way you intended it to work. So, I mean, if you're trying that, good luck to you and your future marriage and whatever that's gonna be like. But I would rather not be unequally yoked with an unbeliever. Let's see what else we got here. Someone asked, Rouge asked, is not getting married a sin? No, not getting married is not a sin. It's not a sin. Okay, if you choose not to be married, it is not a sin. Okay, but if you don't want to be married, you just got to find out what you're going to do with your life. Either live for the Lord or, you know, what the case is. But it's not a sin if you choose not to be married. Okay, it's not a sin if you choose not to. I'm gonna read this one off, and I got someone in the chat. It says, will it be wise if you date someone with kids, or either side, men or women? I mean, at that point, it's to each his own, right? I'm not gonna tell you, yeah, nah, you shouldn't do that. That's crazy. You know, it's to each his own. It's to each his own. Everybody's circumstances is different. Not everybody's circumstances is the same. You know, but it's all your preference. It's all your preference, because when it comes to that, you also got to keep in mind, you know, the children's either father or mother. Are they still present? What's the relationship with that? Is there going to be any issues when it comes to you being around this person and their children? So these are the things. These are conversations that you would have to have with the potential mate, right? So, but I'm not going to say if it's wise or not. You know, it's to each his own. But you have to factor in a lot of the backdoor stuff, right? Also got here, I'm gonna try to read some of these off before I go to the call. It says, Ali Flo says, can we have a courtship class or program for singles? What actions to take for courtship before, during, and after courtship? And that is very, 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 very great very, very great point. But I know that in every church there are protocols when it comes to courting, and your leadership should have the contract that's drawn up as far as what is expected during a courtship. But you know, I'm gonna keep that in mind, to have a class or a program for singles. That's very smart. I'm gonna write that down. I like that, because no one have ever said that before. Believe it or not, no one has ever suggested that. Let me see that real quick. Let me write that down real quick. A courtship class. That is amazing. Write this one down. Right. I also got here from Cassandra. Shalom. What is the scripture that says that a wife can't get into the kingdom without her husband? Huh? I've never read that scripture before in my life. The scripture tells us that let every man seek his own salvation with fear and trembling. So when you're standing in judgment before the Father, you're not going to be standing there with your husband. You're going to be standing there by yourself. Every man and woman on this earth will be judged separately. Not as a family, not as a couple. You will be judged on your own. But maybe you may be referring to the scripture that where it talks about where women will be saved in childbearing. Maybe that's what you're referring to. Maybe. All right. So let me go to the call real quick. I'll come back to the comments, because the comments is really good. Y'all have some really great questions on the comments. I have here real quick. All right, I got Jordan Anderson on. You can unmute yourself. Shalom. Anderson on. Oh, you gotta mute me in the background.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely hear you. And me. I hear you loud and clear. Yeah, definitely hear you loud and clear. Shalom, what's going on? I hear you loud and clear. Oh, you gotta mute me.
Okay, cool. My bad.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can only hear you on the TV.
1 second. I know what it is.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can only hear you on the TV.
All right, you should be able to hear me now.
All right, I hear you now.
All right, Con. All right. My bad about that. I had myself muted on Zoom.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's going on?
My bad. I just wanted to chime in just a little bit. I know you had posed that question. Is dating accept? You just answered the question pretty much. And I also wanted to let you know, back in, I want to say it was the first Young Men of Christ.
Yeah.
That was the first time I had heard. I want to say I can't pinpoint it, but the scripture of Corinthians, seek not to be bound. That's all I can think of right now.
Okay.
If you're loose, seek not to be bound. If you're bound, seek not to be loose. I can't think of where it was, but that's what it said. And even growing more into this truth as I continue to walk in Christ, man, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm learning my soul is a whole nother responsibility. You bringing that you bringing that soul back to the Most High. So you know what I mean. Right. As a young man, right now I know for sure I ain't ready to. I know for a fact I'm not ready to lead nobody. I'm still having battles myself. But as I continue to progress, it's only gonna get much better. But for right now, I guess I want to say before you decide to get married, you need to take an extreme look at yourself, because and there's like a pot calling the kettle black, because Nah, but I got some work. I got some work to do.
But you see, real. I'm happy that you was able to say that. Some people, they just don't think about the whole aspect of marriage. They just think about, oh, I just like this person. I just want to be with this person, and they lead it with their flesh. But you're able to. But I appreciate that you doing that. And when it comes to being married, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to be married? So I don't think people ask themselves why they want to be married. And it can't just be solely because you think that person is cute or you think that you like that person looks good. What do you see in this person that makes you say, okay, I want to marry this person? Start there with the why rather than, let's just do it. There has to be a purpose.
And as what is it? What was I? Forgive me, I lost my train of thought. I don't want to keep you on here too long.
No, it's all good.
I'm also learning, it's not, of course, we all want a wife or whatever, and vice versa. A sister wants a husband. But I've also learned that flesh, it's mainly the flesh that wants to, you know what I mean? It's the flesh that wants another mate with you.
Yeah.
We as we continue to seek wisdom, as we continue to seek how we please the Most High, ultimately, it's always that flesh like, nah, go try and find you a wife, homie. You don't want to do that right now. Go ahead and try and find you a wife. So with all that being said, I'm gonna just leave it there. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
I praise the Most High. I appreciate you calling in the water for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom.
Shalom. And that's the question too. What is the purpose of you getting married? Not just, I just want to be with this person, right? So let me go back to the comments real quick. It says here, Charity also says it has nothing to do with finances. It's for other reasons. I would never elope, like not trying to be secretive, but I don't want a ceremony. I mean, to each his own, but you would have to discuss that with your future mate and discuss that with y'all families and see what they propose, but to each his own. I think I read this one already where it says, can a person just choose to serve the Most High? This thing just jumped out of nowhere. I lost my spot. I wish there was a better way to do the comments because I'm missing a lot. I see there's a lot of questions coming in, and you see this topic in itself is it could become broad because there's a lot of gray areas, but the Most High makes it plain as far as what we should be looking for, what steps should be followed, and if we if we did it correct from the beginning, there should be no other gray area questions. It's just Babylon taught us so wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Okay, Tony says, what if the father won't give permission to the marriage? So now when it comes to that, if the father won't give permission, so now are you talking about an adult or someone who's still under their parents' roof? So that's what you got to factor in too now, because a lot of the asking for permission and going to the father for him to say yes is because you were taking a percentage from his home into your home, so he would have to release her. Nowadays we have situations where we still try to be cordial. Especially as adults, right? And adults is going to do what adults is going to do, right? But it says, but you said, what if the father won't give permission to the marriage? And it all depends on the age of the damsel, your age, the damsel's age, What's the situation, you know, because he could be saying no for, you know, to protect her or to protect both of you guys because y'all not ready. So it's a lot that goes into answering that question, right? Because he may have his reasons, and you don't got to put it out there now on the chat for people to see. But, you know, if you can contact your local leader and explain that, and they'll give you the proper guidance on that situation. But him not wanting to give permission is much more deeper than what we could say right now. China says, hello, Deacon. How do the Most High view being in a relationship with a person for 10 years? So now here's the thing. If you in a relationship with this person and you guys made the verbal commitment to be with each other, and you guys aren't with anyone else, and you guys live with each other, because a lot of us come from situations in the world and we're now finding out this information. So it tells us that in times past, the Most High winks at our ignorance. So a lot of the relationships that we've done in the past, a lot of dates, people we dated in the past, these things were done in ignorance. And because of the ignorance, a lot of things have unfolded through that. But if you've been with somebody for 10 years and you're still with that person now, and y'all have a family, and y'all have children, and y'all pretty much married. If y'all live together, y'all just didn't go through the proper steps, but y'all married, and you might as well get the papers to get it done. So if you was in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and you're still with that person and you're following the truth, he's following the truth, she's following, he or she, whatever the case is, y'all following the truth. And I'm talking about a righteous union, man and woman. Anything outside of man and woman, I can't vouch for that. The Most High sees it, don't see it like anything. But righteous man and woman marriage, if y'all been together for 10 years and y'all still together, y'all live together, y'all have children, and y'all been together for 10 years, y'all married. Right? Outside of the steps, y'all just got to take the proper steps now moving forward. What else we got here? Okay, I'm a young man, 19 years of age. All right, you 19 years old, brother, focus on getting yourself together. A woman is going to come. A wife is going to come. If it's in the Most High's purpose for you to have a wife. But focus on you, build yourself up as a man, focus on the Most High, and if a wife comes through that, you focusing on the Most High, then all praise be to the Most High. But you will be prepared to find a wife. Right? Hopefully this broadcast broaden your understanding on that, being 19. So 777 says wait, so if you're a eunuch, castration is lawful? There was a point in time where the king would castrate eunuchs because they would be watching the queen or they'd be watching their daughters and they didn't want no funny business. So yes, castration, they would, what's called in the scriptures, they would crush their stones, just to not be graphic, but so they used to do that in olden times. I'm not suggesting anyone to go ahead and do that now, but in olden times they would do that. Okay. Jamel says, I've been with a woman, got kids for 15 years. I'm in the truth, but she's not. Can we still marry? And the answer is yes. You've been with her for 15 years. You're in the truth. She's not. All right. Now, Paul gives strict answers on how to fix that. let me bring you to the scripture. Let me read that with you, Jamil. If you're still on, I want you to get your Bible and let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. All right. So let me put it on the screen because this is going to edify you and others who's watching right now. Let me put it on the screen. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And let's read what Paul says. Let me start at verse. Let's start at verse. Let me see where I want to start. Let me start at verse 6. No, matter of fact, let me jump down. All right. I'm gonna start at verse. Start at verse 9. Right. So this is for you, Jamil. It says, so 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9, I said, right? All right. I'm going to start at verse 9. So you've been with her for 15 years. Y'all have children. Y'all living together. You're asking if you should still marry her. Brother, in the eyes of the Lord, y'all already married. Y'all together. Y'all have children. Don't break up a happy home. And I'm going to explain why I'm saying that. Look at this. Look at how Paul instructs this matter. 1 Corinthians 7 and 9, it says, but if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. So this came straight from the Most High, straight from Christ. Let not the wife depart from her husband. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Listen to this. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife, listen to this clearly. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, she's not following the truth. She don't know anything about Yeshaya. She don't know anything about Ahaya. She don't know anything about Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. She don't know anything about any of this stuff. And she be pleased to dwell with him. Meaning she has no problem still being with you. You being in the truth. Let him not put her away. You see that? Crystal clear. Just because she's not following the truth and she don't understand what you understand, but y'all been living fine with each other all these years. Now, all of a sudden, you found the truth and she don't believe. You want to get rid of her? Nah. Paul says, let him not put her away. Why? And he also says, and the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Why? For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. So because of your belief, brother, because of your obedience to the Most High, and you're in the truth, and you're learning, and you're washing and making yourself clean, your children and your household is covered. She's covered under you. You being the head. So you're the head of that house. Your family is covered because of your belief. So because she's not in the truth does not mean you shouldn't marry her. Unless she's unruly and she's doing all type of manner of craziness behind your back. But if she, like Paul said, if she still be pleased to dwell with you and she's following your lead, that's a good woman right there. That is a good woman. You don't want to lose her. All right. I'm gonna come back to the chat. I got one here. You can unmute yourself. Zayakwa, Shalom.
Shalom, Deacon. How are you?
I'm blessed. How's everything?
It's going well. It's going well. This broadcast was amazing.
All praises be to the Most High.
And I remember, like, before it had even started, I was thinking to myself, well, in high school, I was very much so in the vein of like, y'all are doing too much. 'Cause I did not date in high school. I wasn't even allowed to date. My mom was like, y'all are not going to be doing that on my watch.
All praises. All praises. Thank you, mommy. Yes. Yes.
And I was back then, I was too lazy to be putting in all that effort because there was so much drama just from what I witnessed with people being in relationships just to be in relationships, not looking to court the righteous way and be married in like a righteous way. And I wasn't even in high school that long ago. Like, I'm 21 years old. Like, I just graduated a couple of years ago.
That's right there. But all praise be to the Most High that your mom kept you away from the dating scene.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Everyone I talked to, they're like, "Don't date. Don't ever. Don't do it." And it was like in a worldly mindset. They were like, "Boys are stupid. Don't do this." And I was like, "Trust me, I'm not interested. I don't feel like dealing with all of that. It's just not worth it to me."
So let me ask you now. So what are you looking for? You know, when is going to be your time?
You know, I haven't really thought about it that much because I, for a while, was going through like this mental thing where I didn't feel worthy to, have a husband and really be able to have the experience of being a wife and having that head over me. But now that I'm trying to get more into the mindset of being a wife and having that hope that the Most High may bring a man into my life one day, I want someone who is so serious about the Most High that there is no doubt that he'll ever fall away from this walk. And literally anything else could be an added bonus. Like looks, clothes, like the rest of that doesn't matter. It's just all superficial. I'm not really worried about what is presented on the outside. It's not that serious. Like it's everything about this world and how people get into relationships and interact with each other. Everything is, I once saw a girl talk about it. What was the word? Transactional. She said it was all very transactional. Like that girls look for looks and money. Men look for looks and other unsavory activities, because I don't know what all I can say on here. But it just made me realize I want somebody whose heart is with the Most High before it's with me or before it's with anything else. That's the number one thing that I'd ever desire in a man. I wouldn't be thinking about really much else. Everything else would just have to everything else I feel like would fall into place. Like, a man who works a comfortable job, keeps me comfortable. That's like second and third tier. I don't really mind all that stuff right away.
Well, I mean, but you want to make sure he's able to take care of you and support you.
Oh, yes. Yes, for sure.
Right? Because, there could be some deceivers out there. Yeah, I love the Most High. And then you ask them what he do. Yeah, I be packing bags. But what I'm gonna say to you is, just continue seeking the Most High too, continue seeking the kingdom, and if it's in the Most High's purpose for you, it's gonna be there. But make sure you're doing your part. Every day. Thinking of how you can be how you can be a wife, how you can what things you should be looking to do. How would you be a wife? You understand what I'm saying? What can you put your hands to do to help your future family? Start thinking like that. Start shaping your mind around those things and being helpful in all of these things. This is, but seek the Most High first, right? And keep your mind on Him first.
All
right. All right, my sister. I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you taking my call. I was on the struggle bus trying to get into this thing. I could not
I seen
get
you
it
in the
to
comments.
work.
I seen you in the comments, but I pinned it to the chat, so hopefully, that made it better.
It did. I had to go in and enter the code manually. I was struggling.
Right. All praises. Well, listen, you got it. You here.
All praises.
All praises
And
for your
I
time.
got to ask my seasonal question.
Yeah, listen. Go ahead. I know. The Gen Z, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know what's so funny? I ain't even gonna lie to you. I literally thought about that today while at work. I literally thought about it at work today. So it's coming. I gotta iron out some kinks. We're gonna set it up, and I'm gonna make it a great conversation. And this could have been a great conversation for the Gen Z.
Yeah, I was thinking about that just the other day when you were when you had put up the stream where you weren't going to be on last week and we're talking about it. I was like, I wonder if he's going to have Gen Z people come in and talk about this.
I should have, but maybe I could do a part 2. And
that'll be awesome.
Listen, let's trust me. I didn't forget you. We gonna do this. You're gonna be the first person I call when I'm ready to do this.
All praises. I'm sorry if that question bothers you.
No, it doesn't.
I'm really excited to hear about it.
Nah, I really appreciate you for staying on top of it, because I would forget.
All praises. I just didn't know if it was me doing too much by asking every time I call in.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
All right, my sister. Bless you.
Shalom, Deacon. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Go back to the comments real quick. So I answered that. I see another question. If divorced, can a woman remarry? And the answer is yes, but it depends. The scripture says so let's say it was before the truth, or whatever the case is. If you were divorced in the world, right? You got baptized in this church. All things have been made new. So you're no longer held by the standard of your old and past life, right? So the answer is yes, you can remarry, but according to Paul, like he says it in the same chapter, 1 Corinthians 7. 1 Corinthians 7. Let me get it for you real quick. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Let me get it for you real quick. Let me see. Is it in 7? But the short answer real quick is you can remarry, but he must be in the Lord, meaning he must be a believer if you remarry, right? It's not supposed to be someone you found in the world. It must be someone who's in Christ, right? I gotta find the scripture for you. Okay, it says it here. Let me read verse 15. It says, but if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not in bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt thou save thy husband? Or knowest thou, O man? No, that's not the one I want to get. Let me scroll down. Let me scroll down. Let me read here. All right, verse 39. Right? It says here, and put it on the screen for you. It says, 1 Corinthians 7:39, it says, the wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. So if he's still alive, you're still bound by that law of marriage. But if this is prior to you finding Christ, then this doesn't apply. But it says, but if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. So if the Most High frees you from a situation and you're looking to remarry, you can't be freed from that situation and be married to somebody in the world. You have to be married to somebody in truth or who's a believer, if that answers your question. Somebody asked, if you have been intimate with someone before the truth and have a child with them, how do you move forward with the understanding of the truth? Now that this same question is on the same line as the brother who been with somebody for 15 years. If the person is pleased to dwell with you and they not giving you a hard time and y'all been together for all these years, that person is your mate, right? But just do it, make sure that it's known that this is what it is. We're a thing. We're a couple, right? And I'm not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. And as long as it says, as long as they are pleased to dwell with you, right? If they're pleased to dwell with you, then don't put them away, right? What else we got here? Yeah, hopefully I answered the question. I see he put that question twice, Jamil. Let's see what we got here. What else we got here? Just scrolling down. Let me see what else we got. I'm trying to go through this real quick. My eyes getting heavy. Let's see. All right. Gotta have a version of first person. Okay, sorry, Charity says, gotta have a vision and purpose first, because why do you need a helpmeet? Help you do what? That's right. Yeah. some brothers just want a wife, but what is she helping you with? Right? All right, here we got Quan that says, what if we have been together for 5 years and we found out that what we were doing, I guess, was wrong? How do we go and about it correctly? The same way, you follow the steps. If you speak to her parents, speak to her father, her mother or father, whoever is present, let them know that you want to take this next step. Because the purpose of y'all being together for 5 years, hopefully it was marriage. Now that you understand that you've been doing it wrong, hopefully you want to go into marriage. Hopefully it's not a situation where you want to just stay boyfriend and girlfriend. Now that you know the truth, now you have to do things correctly. So if y'all been together for 5 years and now y'all found this truth, the next course of action is to start talking about, what are we doing? Are we going to continue to live in sin, or are we going to do things right according to the eyes of the Most High? And like we read earlier in 1 Corinthians 7, it says, he said, if you cannot contain, you should marry. It's best that you marry than you burn. Right? So if you guys are serious about that, speak to her parents, right? Have the families meet, create a game plan, and do it in righteousness. There's nothing wrong with that. Somebody says, what if there's no church in one's country? Who marries them? That's a great question. I'm assuming you're in a location where there is no church, right? I'm assuming, right? But when you look at it, right, as long as the families come together, that's most important. But now, if you want to get married, if you wanted it to be under the direction of the church, then that's another step that you might have to reach out to a congregation that's close to you and speak to the leadership there and see if they could perform the union. But preferably, it's the agreement between families. Is what is righteous in front of the eyes of the Most High. Your family meets her family, the families agree, and y'all celebrate, and y'all make sure that this is a public thing. It's not being done in the dark, in secret. That's a marriage, brother or sister. Sorry. Okay, so Hamayam 144K asked that question. When Paul mentioned it's better to marry than to burn, does it mean burn with lust or hellfire? Yes, burn with lust, not hellfire. But it could be twofold. You living in sin, you're gonna burn in hellfire. But he's more so talking about burning in lust. It's as if you cannot contain yourself. So it's about burning in lust. Okay. Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding this question. D Crook. What if you're married, living single? What if you're married, living single? You come into the truth. Can you divorce and later remarry? If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, Paul already answered that. If you're already married, stay married. If the person you're married with is not in the truth, but you're in the truth, you are not allowed to divorce that person because they don't believe in the truth. That person is your spouse because they're happy to dwell with you peaceably, right? So you cannot divorce because you're in the truth and they're not. That doesn't make sense. Because you're in the truth, you're covered. They're covered, right? But if there's other things that's happening in the background, that's something that we got to talk about. That, maybe it may be something else that's there. But according to Paul and how the Bible says it, no, you cannot depart. You cannot leave them. To make that clear. Okay. Natoya Boo says, I'm new to the truth and want to introduce my husband into it. What's the best way to do so? That is a great question. I'm gonna give you the scripture right now. Let's go to 1 Peter. That was a great question. And sister, I'm gonna tell you right now, is not what you say so much to him when it comes to the truth. You're not gonna be able to convince him, right? Unless the Most High wants him to see. I mean, you could let him know this is what you're into, whatever the case is, but you can't force him to learn what you're learning. But let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3. After this, I got to come off. I feel like I'm losing my voice. My throat is dry, right? Ain't enough water in the world. Okay, so I'm in First Peter chapter 3, verse 1. Listen to this clearly, Natoya. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word, you see that? Without the word, be won by the conversation of the wives. So what does that mean? That means the way you're operating around him. Right? He's going to notice a difference in you where you probably used to give him attitude and be snappy. Now you're more calm, you're more gentle. You're more submissive. You're listening to him rather than speaking against him, right? And it says, I'm going to read that again. If any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. You see that? You're chaste. So that now what that means is you're actually watching what you say. You're not quick with your words. You're more gentle. You're more pleasant. And he's gonna know, it's like, yo, son is different about my wife. Yo, this ain't my wife. What's going on? Like you used to talk back. You don't talk back no more. You being submissive. You catering to me. Like, yo, who's this? Then it's gonna intrigue him to want to know, like, yo, I want to know what you've been doing. Then he'll be watching you. It says he's won by a conversation. He'll be watching you, seeing what you're looking at. He's gonna start paying attention, and that's how you're gonna win him over. Right? So hopefully that's how you can introduce him into the truth. Let him know, like, yeah, I've been going to this church, whatever the case is. I've been watching them. You can let him watch it with you if you want, but he's more so gonna get won over by your actions. Your lifestyle is gonna be the greatest tool to help change him. Right? If that answers all the questions. I got two more in the Zoom, and then that's Godspeed. Real quick, I got Christopher, then I got Donnie, and that's it. My throat is gone. Christopher, what's going on? You got to unmute yourself. Shalom.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. What's going on?
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
I can get the Zoom, finally.
All praises. What's going on? Talk to me.
No, actually, that was a great broadcast. I have a commentary right now because it was like the first brother say, I think, like, I want to be married, but I don't think I'm ready to be married because, right now, it is what it is. We are in the end times, and so there's more dangerous stuff. Especially if I have a kid, I don't want to put my kid in danger in the world. If you don't, if you mean what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And also, how can I say? I have to admit, I was like that, like these guys. For example, before I finished school, we was looking for girls, and me and my friend, it was like, hey, me and you, let's see how we get the girl first. I was like that.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, Deacon, I remember there was the school the school I was going, it was school of boys.
Okay.
But then so then the government changed it. They put girls in the school.
So they made it co-ed.
And I remember the first girl. No, not the first girl. If any new girl come to the school, every boy was like, "Ooh, look at this girl!" Like, it was
Yeah.
for the first time to see a girl. I was like, "Okay, this is funny."
Mm-hmm.
But I was like that. I was like that too after I made it.
All right. Well,
And
but you held yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Praise the Most High.
And about that, Deacon, like my mama say to me, I would say, hey mama, I like this girl, and mama say, boy, what do you know about girl and boyfriend?
So praise it. So your mother was correcting you. She was trying to keep you from dating.
Yes, sir.
All praises, all praises. But listen,
at first I was like, oh mama, you hating what? Why can I get a boyfriend? I never understand it, but now I understand
now.
Understand,
right? Because you got to be in a proper position to be able to take on a wife. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You can't. You got to make sure everything is in order, bro. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you could barely make ends meet because you made a decision that when you wasn't ready. You want your children to be blessed. You want the marriage to be blessed, because believe it or not, finances is one of the leading causes in divorces in marriages here in the U.S. Probably worldwide. Finances.
Yeah, like I remember also my father told me about the situation of marriage. Where I remember he said to me, well, actually, my father is not in the truth right now. He's not in the body, but he said something to me. If I want to get married, I need to get my own house, get good financially first. Then I can start thinking of getting a wife. I remember he said to me that.
I didn't hear that last part.
Oh no, I was saying my father was saying to me, if I want to get a wife, I need to get my own house when I grow up, and have my own, have a job, get a good financially money. Then I can start thinking, okay, how can I take care of this woman?
Right.
I remember my father said to me that. But I still did not understand it. I was like, in the rebellion to my parents. Like, I can get a woman if I can. I was in the world. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. I understand. But praise the Most High, you listen to your dad, and you're not in a situation where you regret right now, right?
Yes.
All right,
because to be honest, I remember.
I got to get to the next call after you.
Okay. I understand, Deacon.
All right, but I'm gonna take it because I seen you email me, right? You sent me the video.
Oh, the video! Oh, Deacon, you have to watch it because it's incredible.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at it after this.
Before I go about the video, that kid was choosing a man for his mama. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I didn't see it. That's why I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, I wanna watch it.
All right.
Okay, Deacon. Shalom.
All right, my brother. Shalom. I'm gonna get the next call. I got Donnie in, and I'm gonna try to get a couple of more on the chat. I seen some good questions on there. I'm gonna just get this real quick. Got Donnie. You can unmute when you're ready. Donnie, you're on. Going once, going twice. Going once, going twice. Donnie, you can unmute. All right. So, you unmuted. Donnie.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now loud and clear. Who am I speaking with? You speaking with? I speak with Donnie, right?
Yeah,
wait,
hold on. I'm trying to hit my Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. What's going on, brother?
I did unmute.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, all praises. All right, where are you calling from?
I hear my video.
Huh? I can hear you, brother.
Yeah, you speaking with Donnie?
Okay,
I'm calling from yeah, I'm calling from Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago body.
Okay, all praises, all praises. So welcome. So what's on your mind? Talk to me real quick.
Nah, I'm calling from Chicago body.
Okay, can you hear me, or is there like a delay or something?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a delay too.
I think it's a delay. Yeah. All right, so talk to me. What? You got a question, a comment?
No, it's just a comment, Deacon. I just want to say all praises to the Most High because you answered my question. I was the one who answered the question about Jamil.
Oh, okay. That's your name on the
yes,
I guess on the YouTube. Your name is Jamil, or he asked the same question you had. Oh, that's a crazy delay.
Yeah. Yes. Shalom. It's a crazy delay. It's a crazy delay. But I just want to say all praises to the Most High. You answered my question because this is something that's been bothering me for a minute, and it's just to show you how the Most High work, because this is something that I asked the Most High, about what was going on with the situation that I was going through.
I'm listening. And are you listening to me on Zoom or through the YouTube?
I'm on Zoom.
Okay. So you said I answered your question, and did you have the same question as Jamil?
Yeah, that was me. That was on Jamil, but I was just coming on here just to let you know that you answered my question.
Okay, all praise be to the Most High, man. I'm so happy I was able to answer your question. And listen, if she's pleased to live with you, bro, and to dwell with you, make her an honest woman, right? Your children, your household will be covered, will be protected. And through your actions and through your leadership and your example, you may be able to win her over to Christ. You heard that? It's such a bad delay. But listen, I guess you may have to come out and come back in, because it shouldn't be a delay like that. But
okay.
But if you're hearing what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, try to come out and come back in. But did you hear what I said before?
Yeah, I'm hearing everything, Deacon.
All right. All praises. I'm gonna put you back in the queue because the delay is kind of crazy. But I'm so happy that I was able to answer your question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I heard everything, Deacon. The water.
All right, all praises. I'm gonna put you back in the queue, my brother.
Shalom.
All praises. I'm so happy that I was able to answer that brother's question, man. All praises, man. Because, listen, I know a lot of people be having questions and they don't be saying nothing, but, all praises for conversations like this, where these questions could come out, and we could teach the, the next generation how to do things the right way. I seen a question here where someone asked, real quick, T. Porter asked, how much is a dowry? Okay, the dowry is whatever the father asks, because he may have his own contract, right? Granted, if it's a father who doesn't really know, you can still give him a gift, whatever the case is. But usually, it's customary that the father would give the dowry, would tell them, this is what I require as a dowry for my daughter. So it all depends on the father. Let's see. I hope there's not something I miss. Okay, somebody asked, what supersedes bondage of marriage in God's law, or bondage of marriage under the law of the land? Are they one and the same, or is it wise to be prudent of each separately? So when you say bondage, I don't want to put the word bondage there when it comes to marriage, right? But which one supersedes? Was it God's law concerning marriage or the law of the land? God's law ultimately supersedes the laws of the land as far as marriage goes. Marriage was something that was instituted from the very beginning. That was not something that this country or any country in any part of the world can take credit for. So some people would look at a marriage license and make that have value, a marriage license according to the world or to the state or to the country, and say that has more value than the commitment that was made before the eyes of the Most High. So in a nutshell, basically, the Most High's law concerning marriage is what we hold as the standard. But am I saying getting a marriage license is a no-no? If one chooses to get a marriage license, that is between those two people. If you guys decide to do it. Yeah, there's some legal benefits and some financial benefits that come with getting the proper documents according to the state that you live in. But does those documents supersede God's law? The answer is no. All right. So I think that is it for tonight. All praises be to the Most High. I appreciate you guys for coming in. I had to do some overtime tonight, which I don't mind. Listen, as long as our people is getting fed and they're getting some knowledge, they're getting some understanding. Listen, that's what I'm here for, right? I'll lose some sleep to give people some understanding. It's all good with me. All right, the Most High he's gonna give me that quickening spirit in the morning. All right, he gonna give me that. All right, that wrong track, but he gonna give me that in the morning. That's all I need. Right, I don't need anything else. Yeah, right. I'm pulling some Elder Rawchaa hours. I don't usually be coming on, staying on this long. But listen, all praises be to the Most High. All for the edification and the knowledge and the wisdom. And I really do hope that this broadcast was edifying for you all, and you guys were able to learn something new. Or if you didn't learn something new, it was a refresher. Or you was able to you could just share this with your friends and family who may have questions. Listen, at the end of the day, all praises be to the Most High that we were able to have this conversation. And this weekend is the feast. We're celebrating the feast, the change of season. Right, this Sabbath, we're going from spring into summer. So all praises be to the Most High for the feast and the changing of seasons. I pray that you guys have a blessed feast and you guys, are able to enjoy it with your church body and the church family. What else can I say to you guys? As we see the days approaching, don't forget, do not neglect assembling ourselves together as we see the days approaching. You don't want to be alone in this. You see what's happening out here. You see what they're doing. They're going crazy. So it's best that you're not alone while they're going crazy. But like every good thing, this good thing must also come 2NN. I thank you all for coming in on this Thursday night. Oh man, what a great broadcast. What a blessed broadcast. I thank you guys for your feedback, for the questions that was asked. And I really do hope and pray that I was able to answer all your questions. Anything else? See leadership at your local body. See your local deacon, your local elder, your local bishop in your respective body.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're now tuned into the Born of Levi experience.
So that is all, brothers and sisters. I am signing off. Your brother. Don't forget, guys, stay prayed up, sin not. We gonna see Zion. Trust and believe. Let's continue doing the right thing as best as we can. Let's not get weary in well-doing. It's not gonna help you. All right. So shalom. Have a good night. Be blessed. Stay stressed. Deacon Malak, you should be like, no stress. Stay blessed. Get your mind right. Now I'm talking about. Shout out to my aunt. All right, shalom, brothers and sisters. Losing my voice here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Shalom. Peace and blessings. Love you.